We're live, I think. We're going live. We're live.
Live. Hello.
Hello, welcome to our live reading of Othello by one William Shakespeare.
Who was smart?
Yeah, sometimes.
So we'll go around and we'll say who we're playing, and then we'll get into this much too long play. So, Percy, who are you playing?
I am playing Lodovico.
Amazing. Mar, who are you playing?
I am playing Brabantio.
Amazing. Austin,
Hello.
who are you playing?
I am the first senator, the third gentleman, the clown, and the messenger.
Love it. Gabby, who are you playing?
I am playing Bianca.
Simon, who are you playing?
I am playing the Duke of Venice, the first musician, second gentleman, and sailor.
Love it. Jamie, who are you playing?
I'm playing Othello.
Amazing. Summer, what about you?
I am playing Iago.
Love it. Maddie, who are you playing?
I'm playing Montano.
Love it. Kat.
Playing Cassio.
Courtney, who are you playing?
First officer, second senator, and the fourth gentleman.
Love it. Bridget, who are you playing?
I'm playing Rodrigo and the stage directions. And who are you playing, Molly?
I am playing Desdemona, and David, with your beautiful wig, who are you playing?
I'll be playing Amelia.
Love it. The gender bending of this cast, beautiful. So, if everyone's ready, if you're not in scene one, turn off your camera and your mic, and let's take it away.
Othello, the Moor of Venice by William Shakespeare. Act 1, Scene 1, Venice, a street. Enter Rodrigo and Iago. Tush, never tell me. I take it much unkindly that thou, Iago, who hast had my purse as if the strings were thine, shouldst know of this.
Is blood, but you will not hear me. If I ever did dream of such matter, abhor me.
Thou toldst me thou didst hold him in thy hate.
Despise me if I do not. 3 great ones of the city in personal suit to make him his lieutenant, off cap to him, and by faith of man I know my price. I am worth no worse a place, but he, as loving his own pride and purposes, evades them, with a bombast circumstance, horribly stuffed with epithets of war, and, in conclusion, none suits my mediators. For certes, he says, I have already chosen my officer. And what was he? Forsooth, a great arithmetician, one Michael Cassio, a Florentine, a fellow most damned in a fair wife, that never set a squadron in the field, nor the division of battle knows, more than a spinster, unless the bookish theoric, wherein the toged counsels can propose, as matchly as he, mere prattle, without practice, as is his soldiership. But he, sir, had the election, and I, of whom his eyes had seen the proof at Rhodes, at Cyprus, and on other grounds, Christian and heathen, must be believed, and calmed in debitor and creditor. This countercaster, he, in good time, must his lieutenant be, and I, God bless the mark, his moorship's ancient.
By heaven, I would rather have been his hangman.
Why, there's no remedy. 'Tis the curse of service. Preferment goes by letter and affection, and not by old graduation, where each second stood heir to the first. Now, sir, be judge yourself whether I, in any just term, am affined to love the more.
I would not follow him then.
Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. You shall mark many a duteous and knee-crooking knave, that doting on his own viscous bondage, wears out his time, much like his master's ass, for naught but provender, and when he's old, cashiered, whip me such honest knaves. Others there are who, trimmed in forms and visages of duty, keep yet their hearts attending on themselves, and throwing but shows of service on their lords, do well thrive by them when they have lined their coats, do themselves homage. These fellows have some soul, and such a one do I profess myself. For, sir, if it is as sure as you are Rodrigo, were I the Moor, I would not be Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. Heaven is my judge, not I for love and duty, but seeming so for my peculiar end. For when my outward action doth demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart in compliment extern, 'Tis not long after, but I will wear my heart upon my sleeve for daws to peck at. I am not what I am.
What a full fortune does the thick lips owe if he can carry it thus?
Call up her father, rouse him, make after him, poison his delight, proclaim him in the streets, incense her kinsman. And though he in fertile climate dwell, plague him with flies, though that his joy be joy, yet throw such changes of vexation on't, as it may lose some colour.
Here is her father's house. I'll call aloud.
Do, with timorous accent, and with dire yell, as when, by night and negligence, the fire is spied in populous cities.
What ho, Brabantio! Signor Brabantio, ho!
Awake, what ho, Baratio! Thieves, thieves, thieves! Look at your house, your daughter, and your bags! Thieves, thieves!
Brabantio appears above, at a window.
What is the reason of this terrible summons? What is the matter there?
Signor, is your family within?
Are your doors locked?
Why, wherefore ask you this?
Zounds, sir, you are robbed for shame. Put on your gown. Your heart is burst. You have lost half your soul. Even now, very now, an old black ram is topping your white ewe. Arise, arise. Awake the snorting citizens with your bell, or else the devil will make a grandsire of you. Rise, I say.
What, have you lost your wits?
Most reverend sir, do you know my voice?
Not I, what are you?
My name is Roderigo.
The words are welcome. I have changed thee not to hunt about my doors. In honest plainness thou hast heard me say, my daughter is not for thee. And now in madness, being full of supper and distempering draughts, upon malicious bravery dost thou come to start my quiet.
Sir.
But thou must needs be sure, my spirit and my place having them power to make this bitter to thee.
Patience, good sir.
What tellst thou me of roving? This is Venice. My house is not a grange.
Most grave Brabantio, in simple and pure soul I come to you.
Zounds, sir, you are one of those that will not serve God if the devil bid you. Because we come to your service, you think we are ruffians. You'll have your daughter covered with a Barbary horse. You'll have nephews neigh to you. You'll have coursers for cousins and gennets for Germans.
What profane wretch art thou?
I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with two backs.
Thou art a villain.
You are a senator.
This thou shalt answer. I know thee, Roderigo.
Sir, I will answer anything, but I beseech you, if it be your pleasure and most wise consent, as partly I find it is, that your fair daughter, at this odd, even, and dull watch of the night, transported with no worse nor better guard, but with a knave of common hire, a gondolier, to the gross clasps of a lascivious Moor, if this be known to you and your allowance, we then have done you bold and saucy wrongs. But if you know not this, my manners tell me we have your wrong rebuke. Do not believe that, from the sense of all civility, I thus would play and trifle with your reverence. Your daughter, if you have not given her leave, I say again, hath made a gross revolt, tying her beauty, wit, and fortunes, and an extravagant and wheeling stranger of here and everywhere. Straight satisfy yourself. If she be in her chamber or your house, let loose on me the justice of the state, for thus deluding you.
Strike on the tinder, ho, give me a taper, call up all my people. This accident is not unlike my dream. Belief of it oppresses me already. Light, I say, light.
Exit above.
Farewell, for I must leave you. It seems not meet nor wholesome to my place to be produced, as if I stay I shall, against the Moor. For I do know the state, however this may gall him, with some check, cannot with safety cast him, for he embarked with such loud reason to the Cyprus wars, which even now stand in act that, for their souls, another of his fathom they have none. To lead their business in which regard, though I do hate him, and as I do hell pains, yet for necessity of present life, I must show out a flag in sign of love, which is indeed but sign. That you shall surely find him, lead to the Sagittary the race search, and there will I be with him. So, farewell.
Exit. Enter below Brabantio and servants with torches.
It is too true and evil, done she is, and what's come of my despised time, it's not but bitterness. Now, Roderigo, where didst thou see her? Oh, unhappy girl, with the Moor sayest thou? Who would be a father? How didst thou know it was she? Oh, she deceives me, past thought. What said she to you? Get more tapers, raise all my kindred. Are they married, think you?
Truly, I think they are.
Oh, heaven, how got she out, O treason of the blood? Fathers from hence trust not your daughters' minds, but what you see them act. Is there not charms by which the property of youth and maidhood may be abused? Have you not read, Roderigo, of some such thing?
Yes, sir, I have indeed.
Call upon my brother. Oh, would you had her, some one way, some another. Do you know where we may apprehend her and the Moor?
I think I can discover him, if you please, to get good guard and go along with me.
Pray you, lead on. At every house I'll call, I may command at must. Get weapons, ho, and raise some special officers of night. Oh, good Roderigo, I'll deserve your pains.
Exit. Scene 2, another street. Enter Othello, Iago, and attendants with torches.
Though in the trade of war I have slain men, yet do I hold it very stuff of conscience to do no contrived murder. I lack iniquity, sometimes to do me service. 9 or 10 times I had thought to have yerked him here under the ribs.
'Tis better as it is.
Nay, but he prated, and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honour, that, with the little godliness I have, I did full hard forbear him. But, I pray you, sir, are you fast married? Be assured of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you, or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law, with all his might to enforce it on, will give him capable.
Let him do his spite. My services which I have done the Signory shall outtongue his complaint. 'Tis yet to know, which when I know that boasting is an honour, I shall promulgate. I fetch my life, and being from men of royal siege, and my demerits may speak unbonded, and to as proud a fortune as this that I have reached. For know, Iago, that I love the gentle Desdemona. I would not my unhoused freed issue to serve and confined for the seas. Look, light, Signor.
Those are the raised father and his friends. You were best go in.
Not I must be found. My parts, my title, and my perfect soul shall manifest me rightly. Is it they?
By Janus, I think no.
Enter Cassio and certain officers with torches.
The servants of the Duke, and my lieutenant. The goodness of the night is upon you, friends. What is the news?
The Duke does greet you, General, and he requires your post-haste appearance, even on the instant.
What is the matter, think you?
Something from Cyprus, as I may divine. It is a business of some heat. The galleys have sent a dozen secret messengers that this very night at one another's heels, and many of the consuls raised and met are at the Duke's already. You have been hotly called for, when being not at your lodging to be found, the Senate has sent about 3 several guests to search you out.
'Tis well I am found by you. I will but spend a word here in the house.
Ancient, what makes he here?
Faith, he tonight hath boarded a land crack. It is to it if it prove lawful prize, he's made forever.
I do not understand.
He's married.
To who?
Married to. Married to. Come, Captain, will you go?
Have with you.
Here comes another troop to seek for you.
It is Brabantio. General, be advised, he comes with bad intent.
Enter Brabantio, Roderigo, and officers with torches and weapons.
Holler, stand there.
Signor, it is the Moor.
Down with him, thief.
They draw on both sides.
You, Roderigo, come, sir, I am for you.
Keep up your bright swords, for the dew will rust them. Good Signor, you shall command more with years than with your weapons.
Oh, thou foul thief, where hast thou stowed my daughter? Damned thus thou art, thou hast enchanted her, for I'll refer to all things of sense. If she in chains of magic were not bound, whether a maid so tender, fair, and happy, so opposite to marriage that she shunned, the wealthy curled darlings of our nation will ever have to incur a general mock, run from her guardage to the sooty bosom of such a thing as thou, to fear, not to delight. Judge me the world, if it is not gross in sense that thou hast practiced on her with foul charms, abused her delicate youth with drugs or minerals that weaken motion, I'll have it disputed on. It is probable and palpable to think, I therefore apprehend and do attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts inhibited and out of warrant. Lay hold upon him. If he do resist, subdue him at his peril.
Hold your hands, both you of my inclining, and the rest. Were it my cue to fight, I should have known it without a prompter. Well will you that I go to answer this your charge?
To prison till fit time, of law and curse of direct session, call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be therewith satisfied, whose messengers are here about my side, upon some present business of the state to bring me to him?
'Tis true, most worthy Signor, the Duke's in council, and your noble self, I am sure, is sent for.
How the Duke in council, in this time of the night, bring him away. Mine's not an idle cause. The Duke himself, or any of my brothers of the state, cannot but feel this wrong as it were their own. For if such actions may have passage free, bond slaves and pagans shall our statesmen be.
Exeunt. Scene 3, a council chamber. The Duke and senators sitting at a table, officers attending.
There is no composition in these news that gives them credit.
Indeed, they are disproportioned. My letters say 107 galleys.
And mine 140.
And mine 200, but though they jump not on a but though they jump not on a just account, as in these cases where the aim reports, 'tis oft with difference, yet do they all confirm a Turkish fleet and bearing up to Cyprus.
Nay, it is possible enough to judgment. I do not secure me in the error, but the main article I do approve in fearful sense. What ho, what ho, what ho!
A messenger from the galleys.
Enter a sailor.
Now, what's the business? The Turkish preparation makes for Rhodes. So was I bid report here to the state by Signor Angelo. How say you by this change?
This cannot be. By no essay of reason, 'tis a pageant to keep us in false gaze, when we consider the importancy of Cyprus to the Turk, and let ourselves again but understand, that as it more concerns the Turk than the Rhodes, so may he with more facile questions bear it, for that it stands not in such warlike brace, but altogether lacks the abilities that Rhodes is dressed in. If we make thought of this, we must not think the Turk is so unskillful, to leave that latest which concerns him first, neglecting an attempt of ease and gain, to wake and wage a danger profitless.
Nay, in all confidence, he's not for Rhodes.
Here's more news.
Enter a messenger.
The Otomies, reverend and gracious, steering with due course towards the Isle of Rhodes, have there enjoined with them with an after fleet. Aye, so I thought. How many, as you guess? Of 30 sail, and now they do rest 'em. Their backward course bearing with frank appearance, their purposes towards Cyprus, Signor Montano, your trusty and most valiant servitor, with his free duty recommends you thus, and prays you to believe him.
'Tis certain then, for Cyprus, Marcus Lucicos is not he in town?
He's now in Florence.
Write from us to him, post haste dispatch.
Here comes Brabantio and the valiant Moor.
Enter Brabantio, Othello, Iago, Roderigo, and officers.
Valiant Othello, we must straight employ you against the general enemy Ottoman. I did not see you. Welcome, gentle signor. We'd lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
So did I yours, good your grace, pardon me. Neither my place nor aught I heard of business hath raised me from bed, nor doth the general care take hold on me, for my particular grief is of so floodgate and overbearing nature that it engluts and swallows other sorrows, and it is still itself.
Why? What's the matter?
My daughter, oh my daughter.
Dead?
Ay, to me, she's abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and medicines bought of mountebanks, for nature so preposterously to err, being not deficient, blind, or lame of sense, sans witchcraft could not.
Whoever he be that in this foul proceeding has thus beguiled your daughter for herself, and you of her, the bloody book of law you shall yourself read in the bitter letter after your own sense. Yea, though our proper son stood in your action.
Humbly I thank you, your grace. Here is the man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandate for the state affairs had hither brought.
We are very sorry for it. What in your own part can you say to this?
Nothing, but this is so.
Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, my very noble and approved good masters, that I have ta'en away this old man's daughter, it is most true. True, I have married her. The very head and front of my offending hath this extent, no more. Rude am I in my speech, and little blessed with the soft phrase of peace. For since these arms of mine had 7 years' pith, till now some 9 moons wasted, they have used their dearest action in the tented field, and little of this great world can I speak, more than pertains to feats of broil and battle, and therefore little shall I grace my cause in speaking for myself. Yet, by your gracious patience, I will a round unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic, for such proceeding I am charmed withal. I want his daughter.
A maiden never bold, of spirit so still and quiet, that her motion blushed at herself, and she, in spite of nature, of years, of country, credit, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on? It is a judgment maimed and most imperfect, that will confess perfection, so could err against all rules of nature, and must be driven to find out practices of cunning hell. Why this should be, I therefore vouch again, that with some mixtures powerful over the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof. Without more wider and more overt test than these, than thin habits and poor likelihoods of modern seeming do prefer against him.
But Othello, speak. Did you by indirect and forced courses subdue and poison this young maid's affections? Or came it by a request, and such fair question as soul to soul for death?
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the Sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the office I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ancient, conduct them. You best know the place.
Exentiago in attendance.
And till she come, as truly to heaven I do confess the vices of my blood, so justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Say it, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life from year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes that I have passed. I ran it through, even from my boyish days, to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hairbreadth escapes from the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery, of my redemption, Nan's importance in my travels history, wherein of Antris vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks, and hills whose heads touch heaven, it was my hint to speak. Such was the process. And of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her hence. Whichever as she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse, which I observing took once a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate, whereof by parcels she had something heard, but not intentively. I did consent, and did oft beguile her of her tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore, in faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I left her that she did pity them. This is the only witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady, let her witness it.
Enter Desdemona, Iago, and attendants.
I think this tale would win my daughter too. Good Brabantio, take up this mangled matter at the best. Men do their broken weapons rather use than their bare hands.
I pray you hear her speak. If she confessed that was over half the wooer, destruction on my head, if my bad blame light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this noble company where must you owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are lord of duty. I am hitherto your daughter. But here's my husband. And so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I must profess due to the more, my lord.
God be with you. I have done. Please sit your grace on the state affairs. I had rather to adopt a child than get it. Come hither, Moor. I here to give thee that with all my heart, which thou hast already with all my heart. I would keep from thee, for your sake. Jewel, I am glad at soul I have no other child, for thy escape will teach me tyranny. To hang clocks on them I have done, my lord.
Let me speak like yourself and lay a sentence, which as a grace or step may help these lovers into your favor. When remedies are past, the griefs are ended by seeing the worst, which late on hopes depended. To mourn a mischief that is past and gone is the next way to draw new mischief on. What cannot be preserved when fortune takes, patience her injury a mockery makes. The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief, he robs himself that spends a bootless grief.
So let the Turk of Cyprus us beguile. We lose it not so long as we can smile. He bears the sentence well that nothing bears, but the free comfort which from thence he hears. But he bears both the sentence and the sorrow, that to pay grief must of poor obedience borrow. These sentences to sugar or to gall, being strong on both sides, are equivocal. But words are words. I never yet did hear that the bruised heart was pierced through the ear. I humbly beseech you, proceed to the affairs of the state.
The Turk with the most mighty preparation makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you, and though we have there a substitute of most allowed sufficiency, yet upon a sovereign mistress of effects throws a more safer voice on you. You must therefore be content to slobber the gloss of your new fortunes with this more stubborn and boisterous expedition.
The tyrant custom, most grave senators, hath made the flinty and steel couch of war my thrice-driven bed of down. I do agonize a natural and prompt alacrity I find in hardness, and do undertake these present wars against the Ottomites. Most humbly, therefore, bending to your state, I crave fit disposition for my wife. Do reference of place and exhibition with such accommodation and besort as levels with her breeding.
If you please, beat at her father's.
I'll not have it so.
Nor I.
Nor I. I would not be there reside to put my father in impatient thoughts by being in his eye. My most gracious Duke, to my unfolding lend your prosperous ear, and let me find a charter in your voice to assist my simpleness.
What would you, Desdemona?
That did I love the more to live with him, my downright violence and storm of fortunes may trumpet to the world. My heart subdued even to the very quality of my lord. I saw Othello's visage in my mind, and to his honor and his valiant parts did I my soul and fortunes consecrate. So that, dear lords, if I be left behind a moth of peace, and he go to war, the rights for which I love him are bereft me. And I a heavy interim shall support by his dear absence. Let me go with him.
Let her have your voices. Vouch with me, heaven, I therefore beg it not, to please the palate of my appetite, nor to comply with heat, the young affects in me defunct, and proper satisfaction, but to be free and bounteous to her mind. And heaven defend your good souls, that you think I will your serious and great business scant, for she is with me. No, when light-winged toys of feathered Cupid steal with wanton dullness my speculative and office instruments, that my disports corrupt and taint my business, let housewives make a skillet of my helm, and all indign and base adversaries make my head against my estimation.
Be it as you shall privately determine, either for her to stay or going. The affair cries haste, and speed must answer it.
You must away tonight.
With all my heart.
At 9 in the morning, here we'll meet again. Othello, leave some officer behind, and he shall our commission bring to you, with such things else of quality and respect as doth import you.
So please your grace, my ancient, a man he is of honest and trust. To his conveyance I assign my wife, with what else needful your good grace shall think to be sent after me.
Let it be so. Good night to everyone. And noble signor, if virtue no delight did beauty lack, your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
Adieu, brave Moor. Use Desdemona well.
Look to her more, if thou hast eyes to see. She has deceived her father and made thee.
Exeunt Duke of Venice, senators, officers, and company.
My life upon her faith. Honest Iago, my Desdemona must I leave to thee. I prithee, let thy wife attend on her, and bring her them after in the best advantage. Come, Desdemona, I have but an hour of love, of worldly matters and direction to spend with thee. We must obey the time.
Exeunt Othello and Desdemona. Iago,
What sayst thou, noble heart?
what will I do, thinkest thou?
Why, go to bed and sleep.
I will incontinently drown myself.
If thou dost, I shall never love thee after. Why, thou silly gentleman.
It is silliness to live when to live is torment. And then have we a prescription to die when death is our physician?
How villainous! I have looked upon the world for 4 times 7 years, and since I could distinguish betwixt a benefit and injury, I never found man that knew how to love himself. Ere I would say, I would drown myself for the love of a guinea hen. I would change my humanity with a baboon.
What should I do? I confess it is my shame to be so fond, but it is not in my virtue to amend it.
Virtue, a fig! 'Tis in ourselves that we are thus or thus. Our bodies are our gardens, to the which our wills are gardeners. So that if we will plant nettles or sow lettuce, set hyssop and weed up thyme, supply it with one gender of herbs, or distract it with many, either to have it sterile with idleness or manured with industry, why, the power and incorrigible authority of this lies in our wills. If the balance of our lives had not one scale of reason to poise another of sensuality, the blood and baseness of our nature would conduct us to the most preposterous conclusions. But we have reason to cool our raging motions, our carnal stings, our embittered lusts, whereof I take this that you call love to be sect or scion.
It cannot be.
It is merely a lust of the blood and a permission of the will. Come, be a man, drown thyself, drown cats and blind puppies. I have professed me thy friend, I confess me knit to thy deserving with cables of perdurable toughness. I could never better steed thee than now. Put money in thy purse, follow thou the wars, defeat thy father with an usurped beard. I say, put money in thy purse. It cannot be that Desdemona should long continue her love of the Moor. Put money in thy purse, nor he his to her. It was a violent commencement, and thou shalt see an answerable sequestrian. But put money in thy purse. These Moors are changeable in their will. Fill thy purse with money. The food that to him now is as luscious as locusts shall be to him shortly as bitter as the colunquita. She must change her youth. When she is sated with his body, she will find the error of her choice. She must have change, she must. Therefore put money in thy purse. If thou wilt needs damn thyself, do it a bit more delicately way than drowning. Make all the money thou canst. If sanctimony and a frail vow betwixt an erring barbarian and a supersubtle Venetian, not too hard for my wits in all the tribe of hell, thou shalt enjoy her, therefore make money. A pox of drowning thyself. It is clean out of the way. Seek thou rather to be hanged encompassing thy joy than to be drowned and go without her.
Wilt thou be fast to my hopes if I depend on the issue?
Thou art sure of me. Go, make money. I have told thee often, and I retell thee again and again. I hate the Moor. I cause it hearted. Thine hath no less reason. Let us be conjunctive in our revenge against him. If thou canst cuckold him, thou dost thyself a pleasure, me a sport. There are many events in the womb of time which will be delivered. Traverse, go, provide thy money. We will have more of this tomorrow. Adieu.
Where shall we meet in the morning?
At my lodging.
I'll be with thee betimes.
Go to, farewell. Do you hear, Rodrigo?
What say you?
No more of drowning. Do you hear?
I am changed. I'll go sell all my land. Exit.
Thus do I ever make my fool my purse, for I mine own gained knowledge thou profane. If I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit, I hate the Moor, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he has done my office. I know not if it be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well, the better shall be my purpose to work on him. Cassio's a proper man. Let me see now, to get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let's see. After some time to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with the wife, he hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor is of a free and open nature, that thinks men honest, that but seem to be so, and he will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have it. It must be endangered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
Exit. Act 2. Scene 1. A seaport in Cyprus. An open place near the quay. Enter Montano and 2 gentlemen.
What from the Cape can you discern at sea?
Who's the first gentleman?
Courtney, be the first gentleman.
Sorry about that. Nothing at all. It is a high route flood. I cannot twixt the heavens and the main descry a sail.
Methinks the wind hath spoke aloud at land. A fuller blast never shook our battlements. If it hath ruffianed so upon the sea, what ribs of oak, when mountains melt on them, can hold the Mortice? What shall we hear of this?
A segregation of the Turkish fleet. For do but stand upon the foaming shore, the chidden billow seems to pelt the clouds. The wind-shaked surge, with high and monstrous mane, seems to cast water on the burning bear, and quench the guards of the ever-fixed pole. I never did like molestation view on the enchafed flood.
If that the Turkish fleet be not ensheltered and embayed, they are drowned. It is impossible they bear it out.
Enter a 3rd gentleman.
News, lads! Our wars are done. The desperate tempest hath so banged the Turks, that their designment hath halts. A noble ship of Venice hath seen a grievous wreck, and sufferance on most part of their fleet.
How? Is this true?
The ship is here put in. Of Veronesa, Michael Cassio, lieutenant to the warlike Moor Othello, is come on shore, the Moor himself at sea, and is in full commission here for Cyprus.
I am glad on it. 'Tis a worthy governor.
But the same Cassio, though he speak of comfort touching the Turkish loss, yet he looks sadly and prays the Moor be safe, for they were parted with foul and violent tempest.
Pray heavens be, for I have served him, and the man commands like a full soldier. Let's to the seaside hoe. As well to see the vessel that's come in as to throw out our eyes for brave Othello, even till we make the main an aerial blue in an indistinct regard.
Come, let's do so, for every minute is expectancy of more arrivance.
Enter Cassio.
Thanks, ye the valiant of this warlike isle, that so approve the more. Oh, let the heavens give him defense against the elements, for I have lost us him on a dangerous sea.
Is he well shipped?
His bark is stoutly timbered, his pilot of very expert and approved allowance, therefore my hopes not surfeited to death stand in bold cure.
A cry within. A sail! A sail! A sail! Enter a fourth gentleman.
What noise?
The town is empty. On the brow of the sea stand ranks of people, and they cry, "A sail!"
My hopes do shape him for the governor.
Guns heard. Bang, bang.
They do discharge their shot of courtesy, our friends at least.
I pray you, sir, go forth and give us truth who 'tis that is arrived.
I shall.
But good lieutenant, is your general wived?
Most fortunately, he hath achieved and made that paragon's description and wild fame, one that excels the quirks of blazoning pens, and in the essential vesture of creation does tire the ingener.
Re-enter second gentleman.
How now? Who was put in?
'Tis one Iago, ancient to the general.
Has had most favorable and happy speed, tempests themselves, high seas, and howling winds, the guttered rocks and congregated sands, traders and steep to clog the guiltless keel, as having sense of beauty do omit their mortal natures, letting go safely by the divine Desdemona.
What is she?
She that I spoke of, our great captain's captain, left in the conduct of the bold Iago, whose footing here anticipates our thoughts. As Sinite speed, great Jove, Othello guard, and swell his sail with thine own powerful breath, that he may bless this day with his tall ship, make love's quick pants and Desdemona's arms, give renewed fire to our extincted spirits, and bring all Cyprus comfort.
Enter Desdemona, Emilia, Iago, Roderigo, and attendants.
Oh, behold, the riches of the ship is come on shore. You men of Cyprus, let her have your knees. Hail to thee, lady, and the grace of heaven before, behind thee, and on every hand, and wheel thee round.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?
He has not yet arrived, nor know I aught, but that he's well and will be shortly here.
Oh, but I fear, how lost you company?
The great contention of the sea and skies parted our fellowship, but hark, a sail!
Within. A sail! A sail! Guns heard. Bow, bow.
They give their greeting to the citadel. This likewise is a friend.
See for the news.
Exit gentleman.
Good ancient, you are welcome. Welcome, mistress. Let it not gall your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy. Mwah.
Kissing her.
Or would she give you so much of her lips as of her tongue she oft bestows on me? You'll have enough.
Alas, she has no speech.
In faith, too much. I find it still when I have list to sleep. Marry before your ladyship, I grant. She puts her tongue a little in her heart and chides with thinking.
You have little cause to say so.
Come on, come on. You are pitchers out of doors, bells in your parlors, wildcats in your kitchens, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your housewifery, and housewives in your beds.
Oh, fie upon thee, slanderer.
Nay, it is true, or else I am a Turk. You rise to play and go to bed to work.
You shall not write my praise.
No, let me not.
What wouldst thou write of me, if thou should praise me?
Oh, gentle lady, do not put me to it, for I am nothing if not critical.
Come on, essay. There's one gone to the harbor.
I, madame?
I am not merry, but I do beguile the thing I am by seeming otherwise. Come, how wouldst thou praise me?
I am about it, but indeed my invention comes from my pate in birdlime does from fries. It plucks out brains and all, but my muse labors, and thus she is delivered. If she be fair and wise, fairness and wit, the one's for use, the other useth it.
Well, pray, how if she be black and witty?
If she be black and thereto have a wit, she'll find a white that shall her blackness fit.
Worse and worse.
How if fair and foolish?
She never yet was foolish that was fair, for even her folly helped her to an heir.
These are old fond paradoxes to make fools laugh in the alehouse. What miserable praise hast thou for her that's foul and foolish?
There's none so foul and foolish thereunto, but does foul pranks which fair and wise ones do.
O heavy ignorance! Thou praisest the worst best. But what praise couldst thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed, one that, in the authority of her merit, did justly put on the vouch of very malice itself?
She that was ever fair and never proud, had tongue at will and yet was never loud, never lacked gold and yet went never gay, fled from her wish and yet said, now I may. She that being angered, her revenge being nigh, bade her wrong stay and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She that could think and ne'er disclose her mind, see suitors following and not look behind. She was a wight, if ever such wight were.
To do what?
To suckle fools and chronicle small beer.
Oh, most impotent conclusion. Do not learn of him, Amelia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks home, madam. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar.
He takes her by the palm, I well said. Whisper, with as little a web as this will I ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. I smile upon her do. I will give thee to in thine own courtship, you say true. 'Tis so indeed. If such tricks as these strip you of your lieutenantry, it had been better you had not kissed your 3 fingers so oft, which now again you are most apt to play the Surin. Very good, well kissed. An excellent courtesy, 'tis so indeed. Yet again your fingers to your lips, would they were clyster pipes for your sake.
Trumpet within.
The more I know his trumpet.
'Tis truly so.
Let's meet him and receive him.
Lo, where he comes.
Enter Othello in attendance.
Oh, my fair warrior!
My dear Othello,
It gives me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy! If after every tempest came such calms, may this wind blow till they have wakened death, and let the laboring bark climb hills of seas Olympus high, and duck again as low as hells from heaven. If I were now to die, 'twere now to be most happy, for I fear my soul hath her content so absolute that not another comfort like to this succeeds in unknown fate.
the heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase even as our days do grow.
Amen to that, sweet powers. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy, and this the greatest discords be,
Kissing her.
that e'er our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make this music as honest as I am.
Come, let us to the castle. News, friends, our wars are done. The Turks are drowned. How is my old acquaintance of this isle? Honey, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. Oh, my sweet, I prattle out of fashion, and I dote in mine own comfort. I prithee, good Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Bring thou the master to the citadel. He is a good one, and his worthiness does challenge with much respect. Come, Desdemona. Once more, well met at Cyprus.
Exeunt Othello, Desdemona, and attendants.
Do thou meet me presently at the harbor? Come hither. If thou be'st valiant, as they say base men being in love have then a nobility in their natures more than is native to them, list me. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard. First I must tell thee this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? Why? 'Tis not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark me with what violence she first loved the more. But for bragging and telling her fantastical lies, and will she love him still for prating? Let not the discreet heart think it. Her eye must be fed, and what delight shall she have to look on the devil? When the blood is made dull with the act of sport, there should be again to inflame it and to give satiety of fresh appetite, loveliness in favor, sympathy in years, manners, and beauties, all which the more is defective in. Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself abused, begin to heave the gorge, disrelish, and abhor the more. Very nature will instruct her in it and compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this granted, as it is a most pregnant and unforced position, who stands so eminent and in the degree of fortune as Cassio does? A knave very voluble, no further conscionable than in putting on the mere form of civil and humane seeming, for the better compassing of his salt and most hidden loose affection? Why none? Why none? A slipper and subtle knave, a finder of occasions, that has an eye and can stamp and counterfeit advantages, though true advantage never present itself, a devilish knave. Besides, the knave is handsome, young, and hath all those requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. A pestilent complete knave, and the woman hath found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. She's full of most blessed condition.
Blessed figgins! The wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would never have loved the more. Blessed pudding! Didst thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Didst thou not mark that?
Yes, that I did. But that was courtesy.
Lechery by his hand. An index and obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. They met so near that their breaths embraced each other. Villainous thoughts, Rodrigo. When these mutualities so marshal the way, hard at hand comes to master and main exercise, the incorporate conclusion, pish! But, sir, be you ruled by me. I have brought you from Venice. Watch you tonight, for the command I'll lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. I'll not be far from you. Do not find some occasion to anger Cassio, either by speaking too loud, or changing his discipline, or from what other course you please, which the time shall more favorably minister.
Well,
sir, he is rash and very sudden in color, and haply may strike at you. Provoke him that he may, for even out of that will I cause these of Cyprus to mutiny, whose qualifications shall come into no true taste again, but by the displanting of Cassio. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desires by the means I shall then have to prefer them, and the impediment most profitably removed, without the which there was no expectation of our prosperity.
I will do this if I can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee. Meet me by and by at the citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell.
Adieu. Exits.
That Cassio loves her. I do well believe it, that she loves him. 'Tis captain of great credit. The more, howbeit, that I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature. I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand account for as great a sin, but partly led to diet my revenge. For that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leaped into my seat, the thought whereof doth, like a poisonous mineral, gnaw my innards. And nothing can or shall content my soul till I am even with him, wife for wife. Or failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. Which thing to do is this poor trash of Venice, whom I trash for his quick hunting, stand the putting on. I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip, abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, for I fear Cassio with the nightcap too, make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me, for making him egregiously an ass, and practising upon him peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen, 'tin used.
Exit. Scene 2. A street. Enter a herald with a proclamation. People following.
It is Othello's pleasure, our noble and valiant general, that upon certain tidings now arrived importing the mere perdition of the Turkish fleet, may every man put himself into triumph, some to dance, some to make bonfires, each man to what sport and revels his addiction leads him for. Besides these beneficial news, it is the celebration of his nuptial. So much was his pleasure should be proclaimed. All offices are open, and there is full liberty of feasting from the present hour of 5 till the bell hath tolled 11. Heaven bless the Isle of Cyprus and our noble general, Othello.
Exit. Scene 3, a hall in the castle. Enter Othello, Desdemona, Cassio, and attendants.
Good Michael, look you to the guard tonight. Let's teach ourselves that honorable stop, not to outsport discretion.
Iago hath direction what to do, but notwithstanding with my personal eye will I look to it.
Iago is most honest. Michael, good night. Tomorrow with your earliest, let me have speech with you. Come, my dear love, the purchase made, the fruits are to ensue, the profits yet to come between me and you. Good night.
Exeunt Othello, Desdemona, and attendants. Enter Iago.
Welcome, Iago, we must to the watch.
Not this hour, Lieutenant. 'Tis not yet 10 of the clock. Our general casts us thus early for the love of his Desdemona, who let us not therefore blame. He hath not yet made wanton the night with her, and she is sport for Jove.
She's a most exquisite lady.
And I'll warrant her fun of game.
Indeed, she's a most fresh and delicate creature.
What an eye she has! Methinks it sounds a parley of provocation.
An inviting eye, and yet methinks right modest.
And when she speaks, is it not an alarum to love?
She is indeed perfection.
Well, happiness to their sheets. Come, Lieutenant, I have a stoup of wine, and here without are a brace of Cyprus gallants that would fain have a measure to the health of Black Othello.
Not tonight, good Iago. I have very poor and unhappy brains for drinking. I could well wish courtesy would invent some other custom of entertainment.
Oh, they are friends. But 1 cup, I'll drink for you.
I have drunk but 1 cup tonight, and that was craftily qualified too, and behold, what innovation it makes here. I am unfortunate in the infirmity, and dare not task my weakness with any more.
What, man? 'Tis a night of revels, the gallants desire it.
Where are they?
Here at the door, I pray you, call them in.
I'll do it, but it dislikes me.
Exit.
If I can fasten but 1 cup upon him, with that which he hath drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offence as my young mistress' dog. Now my sick fool Roderigo, whom love hath turned almost the wrong side out, to Desdemona hath tonight caroused, potations pottle deep, and he is to watch. 3 lads of Cyprus and noble swelling spirits that hold their honours in a wary distance, the very elements of this warlike isle, have I tonight flustered with flowing cups, and they watch too. Now amongst these flocks of drunkards I am to put our Cassio in some action that may offend the isle. But here they come. If consequence do but approve my dream, my boats sail freely, both with wind and stream.
Re-enter Cassio, with him Montano and gentlemen, servants following with wine.
For God, they have given me a rouse already.
Good faith, a little one, not past a pint as I am a soldier.
Some wine, ho! And let me the cannikin clink, clink, and let me the cannikin clink. A soldier's a man, a life but a span, why then let a soldier drink some wine, boys.
For God, an excellent song.
I learned it in England, where, indeed, they are most potent in potling. Your Dane, your German, and your swag-bellied Hollander, drink, ho, are nothing to your English.
Is your Englishman so expert in his drinking?
Why, he drinks with you, with facility, your Dane dead drunk. He sweats not to overthrow your Almanian. He gives your Hollander a vomit, ere the next pottle can be filled.
To the health of our general.
I am here for it, Lieutenant, and I'll do you justice.
Oh, sweet England, King Stephen was a worthy peer. His breeches cost him but a crown. He held them 6 pence all too dear, with what he called the tailor lown. He was a wight of high renown, and thou art but of low degree. 'Tis pride that pulls the country down. Then take thine old cloak above thee. Some wine, ho.
Why, this is more exquisite song than the other.
Will you hear it again?
No, for I hold him to be unworthy of this place that does those things. Well, God's above all, and there be souls must be saved, and there be souls must not be saved.
It's true, good lieutenant.
For mine own part, no offense to the general, nor any man of quality, I hope to be saved.
And so do I too, lieutenant.
Aye, but by your leave, not before me, the lieutenant is to be saved before the ancient. Let's have no more of this, let's to our affairs. Forgive us our sins, Gentlemen, let's look to our business. Do not think, gentlemen, I am drunk. This is my ancient, this is my right hand, and this is my left. I am not drunk now. I can stand well enough and speak well enough.
Excellent. Well.
Well,
Why, very well then. You must not think then that I am drunk.
Exit.
To the platform, masters, come. Let's set the watch.
You see this fellow that has gone before. He is a soldier fit to stand by Caesar and give direction, but do but see his vice. 'Tis to his virtue a just equinox, and one as long as the other. 'Tis pity of him. I fear the trust Othello puts in him. On some odd time in his infirmary, will shake this island.
But is he often thus?
'Tis evermore the prologue to his sleep. He'll watch the horologe a double set, if drink rock not his cradle.
It were well the general were put in mind of it. Perhaps he sees it not, or his good nature prizes the virtue that appears in Cassio, and looks not on his evils. Is not this true?
Enter Roderigo.
How now, Roderigo? I pray you after the lieutenant go.
Exit Roderigo.
And 'tis great pity that the noble Moor should hazard such a place as his own second, with one of ingaffed infirmary. It were an honest action to say so to the Moor.
Not I, for this fair island. I do love Cassio well, and would do much to cure him of this evil. But hark, what noise?
Cry within. Help! Help! Re-enter Cassio, driving in Roderigo.
You rogue, you rascal!
What's the matter, Lieutenant?
A knave teach me my duty, I'll beat the knave into a twig and bottle.
Beat me.
Dost thou prate, rogue?
Striking Roderigo.
Nay, good lieutenant. I pray you,
Stay.
sir, hold your hand.
Let me go, sir, or I'll knock you over the mazzard.
Come. You're drunk.
Drunk?
They fight.
Away, I say. Go out and cry a mutiny.
Exit Roderigo.
Nay, good lieutenant, alas, gentlemen, help! Ho, lieutenant, sir, Montano, sir, help, masters, here's a goodly watch indeed.
Bell rings. Bring!
Who's that which rings the bell? Diablo, ho, the town will rise, God's will, lieutenant, hold, you will be shamed forever.
Re-enter Othello and attendants.
What is the matter here?
Zounds, I bleed still. I am hurt to the death.
Hold! For your lives!
Hold, ho, lieutenant, sir, Montano, gentlemen, have you forgot all sense of place and duty? Hold, the general speaks to you, hold, for shame.
Why, how now? Ho, from whence ariseth this? Are we turned Turks, and to ourselves do that which heaven hath forbid the Ottomites? For Christian shame put by this barbarous brawl. He that stirs next to carp for his own rage holds his soul light, he dies upon his motion. Silence that dreadful bell, it frights the isle from her propriety. What is the matter, masters? Honest Iago, thou lookst dead with grieving. Speak, who began this? On thy love I charge thee.
I do not know. Friends all but now, even now, in quarter and in terms like bride and groom, devastating them for bed, and then, but now, as if some planet had unwitted men, swords out, and tilting one at another's breast, in opposition bloody, I cannot speak at any beginning to these peevish odds. And with in action glorious I had lost those legs that brought me to be a part of it.
How comes it?
I pray you pardon me, I cannot speak.
Worthy Montano, you were wont be civil. The gravity and stillness of your youth the world hath noted, and your name is great in mouths of wisest censure. What's the matter that you unlace your reputation thus and spend your rich opinion for the name of a night brawler? Give me answer to it.
Worthy Othello, I am hurt to danger. Your officer, Iago, can inform you, while I spare speech something now offends me. Of all that I do know, nor know I aught, by me that's said or done amiss this night, unless self-charity be some of times of ice, and to defend ourselves it be a sin when violence assails us.
Now, by heaven, my blood begins my safer guides to rule, and passion, having my best judgment collide, essays to lead the way. If I once stir, or do but lift this arm, the best of you shall sink in my rebuke. Give me to know how this foul rout began, who set it on, and he that is approved in this offence, though he had twinned with me both of birth, shall lose me. What, in a town of war yet wild, the people's hearts brimful of fear, to manage private and domestic quarrel in night, and on the court and guard of safety, 'tis monstrous. Iago, who began it?
If partially affined or leagued in office, thou dost deliver more or less than truth. Thou art no soldier.
Touch me not so near. I had rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offence to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth. Shall nothing wrong him? Thus it is, General. Montano and myself being in speech, there comes Othello crying out for help, and Cassio following him with determined sword to execute upon him. Sir, this gentleman steps into Cassio and entreats him pause. Myself the crying fellow did pursue, lest by his clamour, as it so fell out, the town might fall in fright, he swift of foot outran my purpose, and I returned the rather, for that I heard the clink and fall of swords, and Cassio high an oath, which till tonight I never might say before. When I came back, for this was brief, I found them close together at blow and thrust, even as again they were when you yourself did part them. More of this matter cannot I report, but men are men, and best sometimes forget. Though Cassio did something little wrong to him, as men in rage strike those that wish them best, yet surely Cassio, I believe, received from him that fled some strange indignity, which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago, the honesty and love doth mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I love thee, but never more be officer of mine.
Re-enter Desdemona, attended.
Look, if my gentle love be not raised up, I'll make thee an example.
What's the matter?
All's well now, sweeting, come away to bed. Sit, sir, for your hurts myself will be your surgeon. Lead him off.
To Montano, who is led off.
Iago, look with care about the town, and silence those whom this vile brawl distracted. Come, Desdemona, 'tis the soldier's life to have their balmy slumbers walked with strife.
Exeunt all but Iago and Cassio.
What, are you hurt, Lieutenant?
Aye, past all surgery.
Mary, heaven forbid!
Reputation, reputation, reputation. Oh, I have lost my reputation. I have lost the immortal part of myself, and what remains is bestial. My reputation, Iago, my reputation.
As I am an honest man, I thought you had received some bodily wound. There is more sense in that than in reputation. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft to go without merit and lost without deserving. You have lost no reputation at all, unless you repute yourself such a loser. What, man? There are ways to recover the general again. You are but now cast in his note, a punishment more in policy than in malice. Even so as one would beat his often slits dog to affright an imperious lion. Sue to him again, and he's yours.
I will rather sue to be despised than to deceive so good a commander with so slight, so drunken, and so indiscreet an officer. Drunk and speak parrot and squabble, swagger, swear, and discourt fustian with one's own shadow. Oh, thou invisible spirit of wine, if thou hast no name to be known by, let us call thee devil.
What was he that followed with your sword? What had he done to you?
I know not.
Is possible?
I remember a mass of things, but nothing distinctly, a quarrel, but nothing wherefore. Oh God, that men should put an enemy in their mouths to steal away their brains, that we should with joy, pleasance, revel, and applause, transform ourselves into beasts.
Why, but you are now well enough. How came you thus recovered?
It hath pleased the devil drunkenness to give place to the devil wrath. One unperfectness shows me another to make me frankly despise myself.
Come, you're too severe a moraler. As the time, the place, and the conditions of this country stands, I should heartily wish this had not befallen, but since it is as it is, mend it for your own good.
I will ask him for my place again. He shall tell me I'm a drunkard. Had I as many mouths as Hydra, such an answer would stop them all. To be now a sensible man, by and by a fool, and presently a beast, oh strange, Every inordinate cup is unblessed, and the ingredient is a devil.
Come, come, good wine is a good familiar creature, if it be well used. Exclaim no more against it. And, good lieutenant, I think you think I love you.
I have well approved it, sir. I drunk.
You or any man living may be drunk. At a time, man. I'll tell you what you shall do. Our general's wife is now the general. May say so in respect, for that he hath devoted and given up himself to the contemplation, mark, and denotement of her parts and graces. Confess yourself freely to her, importune her help to put you in your place again. She is of so free, so kind, so apt, so blessed a disposition. She holds it a vice in her goodness not to do more than she is requested. This broken joint between you and her husband entreat her to splinter, and my fortunes against any lay worth naming. This crack of your love shall grow stronger than it was before.
You advise me well.
I protest in the sincerity of love and honest kindness.
I think it freely. In betimes in the morning I will beseech the virtuous Desdemona to undertake for me. I am desperate for my fortunes if they check me here.
You are in the right. Good night, Lieutenant. I must go to watch.
Good night, honest Iago.
Exit.
And what's he then that says I play the villain? When this advice is free, I give an honest. Trouble to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again. For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She's framed as fruitful as the free elements. And then for her to win the more, were it to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin. His soul is so enfettered to her love, that she may make, unmake, and do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god with his weak function. How am I then a villain, to counsel Cassio to his parallel course, directly to his good? Divinity of hell! When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do so just at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whiles this honest fool pleased Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the more, I'll pour this pestilence in his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust. And by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the more. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all.
Re-enter Roderigo.
How now, Roderigo?
I do follow here in the chase, not like a hound that hunts, but one that fills up the cry. My money is almost spent. I have been tonight exceedingly well cudgeled, and I think the issue will be I shall have so much experience for my pains, and so with no money at all and a little more wit, return again to Venice.
How poor are they that have not patience! What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Thou knowest we work by wit and not by witchcraft, and wit depends on dilatory time. Dost not go well? Cassio hath beaten thee, and thou, by that small hurt, hast cashiered Cassio. Though other things grow fair against the sun, yet fruits that blossom first will first be ripe. Content thyself awhile. By the mass 'tis morning. Pleasure and action make the hours seem short. Retire thee, go where thou art billeted. Away, I say, thou shalt no more hereafter. Nay, get thee gone.
Exit Roderigo.
2 things are to be done. My wife must move for Cassio to her mistress. I'll set her on. Myself the while to draw the Moor apart, and bring him jump when he may Cassio find soliciting his wife. Ay, that's the way. Dull not deceived by coldness and delay.
Exit Act 3, Scene 1, before the castle. Enter Cassio and some musicians.
Masters, play here. I will content your pains, something that's brief, and bid, good morrow, General.
Music. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Enter Clown.
Why, masters, have your instruments been in Naples, that they speak in the nose thus?
How, sir, how?
Are these, I pray you, wind instruments?
Ay, marry, sir, they are.
Oh, thereby hangs a tale.
Whereby hangs a tale, sir.
Marry, sir, by many a wind instrument that I know, but masters here money for you, and the general so likes your music that he desires you, for love's sake, to make no more noise with it.
Well, sir, we will not.
If you have any music that may not be heard, to it again. But as they say to hear music, the general does not greatly care.
We have none such, sir.
Then put up your pipes in your bag, for all away, go, vanish into air, away.
Exit musicians.
Dost thou hear, my honest friend?
No, I hear not your honest friend, I hear you.
Prithee, keep up thy quillets. There's a poor piece of gold for thee. If the gentlewoman that attends the general's wife will be stirring, tell her there's one Cassio entreats her a little favor of speech. Wilt thou do this?
She is stirring, sir. If she will stir hither, I shall seem to notify unto her.
Do, good my friend.
Exit clown. Enter Iago.
In happy time, Iago.
You have not been abed then?
Why, no, the day it broke, before we parted. I have made bold, Iago, to send in to your wife. My suit to her is that she will to virtuous Desdemona procure me some access.
I'll send her to you presently, and I'll devise a mean to draw the Moor out of the way, that your converse and business may be more free.
I humbly thank you for it.
Exit Iago.
I never knew a Florentine more kind and honest.
Enter Amelia.
Good morrow, good lieutenant. I am sorry for your displeasure, but all will sure be well. The general and his wife are taking of it, and she speaks for you stoutly. The Moor replies that he you heard is of great fame in Cyprus and great affinity, and that wholesome wisdom that he might not refuse you, but he protests he loves you and needs no other suitor but his likings, and to take the safest occasions by the front to bring you in again.
Yet I beseech you, if you think fit, or that it may be done, give me advantage of some brief discourse with Desdemona alone.
Pray you, come in. I will bestow you where you shall have time to speak your bosom freely.
I am much bound to you.
Exeunt. Scene 2. A room in the castle. Enter Othello, Iago, and gentlemen.
These letters, Iago, give to the pilot, and by him do my duties to the Senate. That done, I will be walking on the works. Repair there to me.
Well, my good lord, I'll do it.
This fortification, gentlemen, shall we see it?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Exeunt. Scene 3. The garden of the castle. Enter Desdemona, Cassio, and Amelia.
Be thou assured, good Cassio, I will do all my abilities in thy behalf.
Good madam, do. I warrant it grieves my husband as if the case were his.
Oh, that's an honest fellow. No, do not doubt, Cassio. But I will have my lord and you again, as friendly as you were.
Bounteous madam, whatever shall become of Michael Cassio, he's never anything but your true servant.
I know it. I thank you. You do love my lord. You have known him long, and be you well assured, he shall in strangeness stand no further off than in a polite distance.
Aye, but lady, that policy may either last so long, or feed upon such nice and waters diet, or breed itself so out of circumstance, that I being absent in my place supplied, my general will forget my love and service.
Do not doubt that. Before Amelia here, I give thee warrant of thy place. Assure thee, if I do vow a friendship, I'll perform it to the last article. My lord shall never rest. I'll watch him tame and talk him out of patience. His bed shall seem a school, his board a shift. I'll intermingle everything he does. With Cassio's suit, therefore be merry, Cassio, for thy solicitor shall rather die than give thy cause away.
Madam, here comes my lord.
Madam, I'll take my leave.
Why, stay and hear me speak.
Madam, not now. I am very ill at ease, unfit for mine own purposes.
Well, do your discretion.
Exit Cassio. Enter Othello and Iago.
I like not that.
What dost thou say?
Nothing, my lord, or if I know not what.
Is not that Cassio parted from my wife?
Cassio, my lord, no, sure, I cannot think it, that he would steal away so guilty like seeing you coming.
I do believe 'twas he.
How now, my lord? I've been talking with a suitor here, a man that languishes in your displeasure.
Who is't you mean?
Why, your Lieutenant Cassio. Good my lord, if I have any grace or power to move you, his present reconciliation take. For if he be not one that truly loves you, that errs in ignorance and not in cunning, I have no judgment in an honest faith. I prithee, call him back.
Went he hence now?
Ay, sooth, so humbled, that he hath left part of his grief with me to suffer with him. Good love, call him back.
Not now, sweet Desdemona, some other time.
But shall it be shortly?
The sooner, sweet, for you.
Shall it be tonight at supper?
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow dinner, then?
I shall not dine at home. I meet the captains at the Citadel.
Why then tomorrow night? Or Tuesday morn? Or Tuesday noon or night? Or Wednesday morn? I name the time, but let it not exceed 3 days. In faith, he's penitent, and yet his trespasses in our common reason say that they say the wars must make examples out of their best, is not almost a fault to incur a private check. When shall he come? Tell me, Othello. I wonder in my soul what you would ask me that I should deny or stand so mammering on. What, Michael Cassio, that came a wooing with you, and so many a time when I have spoke of you despairingly, hath taken your part. 'Twas so much to do to bring him in. Trust me, I could do much.
Prithee, no more. Let him come when he will. I will deny thee nothing.
Why, this is not a boon. 'Tis I should entreat you wear your gloves, or feed on nourishing dishes to keep you warm, or sue to you to a peculiar profit to your own person. Nay, when I have a suit wherein I mean to touch your love indeed, it shall be full of poise and difficult weight, and fearful to be granted.
I will deny thee nothing. Whereon, I do beseech thee, grant me this, to leave me but a little to myself.
Shall I deny you? No. Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, my Desdemona. I'll come to thee straight.
Amelia, come, be as your fancies teach you. Whatever you be, I am obedient.
Exit Desdemona and Amelia.
Excellent wretch! Perdition catch my soul, but I do love thee. And when I love thee not, chaos is come again.
My noble lord,
What dost thou say, Iago?
did Michael Cassio, when you wooed my lady, know of your love?
He did, from first to last. Why dost thou ask?
But for satisfaction of my thought, no further harm.
Why of thy thought, Iago?
I did not think he had been acquainted with her.
Oh, yes, and went between us very oft.
Indeed.
Indeed, aye, indeed. Discernst thou aught in that? Is he not honest?
Honest, my lord.
Honest, aye, honest.
My lord, for aught I know.
What dost thou think?
Think, my lord.
Think, my lord! By heaven, he echoes me as if there were some monster in his thought too hideous to be shown. Thou dost mean something. I heard thee say even now thou likest not that when Cassio left my wife. What didst not like? And when I told thee he was of my counsel in my whole course of wooing, thou criedst, Indeed! And didst contract and purse thy brow together as if thou hadst then shut up in thy brain some horrible conceit. If thou dost love me, show me thy thought.
My lord, you know I love you.
Think thou dost, and for I know thou art full of love and honesty, and wait'st thy words before thou givest them breath. Therefore these stops of thine fright me the more. For such things in a false, disloyal knave are tricks of custom, but in a man that's just they are close dilations, working from the heart, then passion cannot rule.
For Michael Cassio, I dare be sworn, I think that he is honest.
I think so too.
Men should be what they seem, or those that be not, that would they might seem none.
Certain men should be what they seem.
Why then, I think Cassio's an honest man.
Nay, yet there's more in this. I prithee, speak to me as thy thinkings, as thou dost ruminate, and give thy worst of thoughts the worst of words.
Good my lord, pardon me. Though I am bound to every act of duty, I am not bound to that all slaves are free to. What are my thoughts? Why, say they are vile and false, as where's that palace whereunto foul things sometimes intrude not? Who has a breast so pure, but some uncleanly apprehensions keep leets and law days, and in session sit with mediations lawful?
Thou dost conspire against me, Iago, if thou wouldst think him wrong and make his ear a stranger to thy thought.
I do beseech you, though I perchance am vicious in my guess, as I confess it is my nature's plague to spy into abuses, and oft my jealousy shapes faults that are not, that your wisdom yet, from one that so imperfectly conceits, would take no notice, nor build yourself a trouble, out of the scatterings and unsure observance, if they're not for your quiet nor your good, nor for my manhood, honesty, or wisdom, to let you know my thoughts.
What dost thou mean?
Good name in man and woman, dear lord. It is the immediate jewel of their thoughts. Who steals my purse, steals trash. 'Tis something nothing, 'twas mine, 'tis his, and has been slave to thousands. But he that filches from me my good name, robs me of that which not enriches him, and makes me poor indeed.
By heaven, I'll know thy thought.
You cannot. If my heart were in your hand, nor shall not, whilst 'tis in my custody.
Ha!
Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on. That cuckold lives in bliss, who, certain of his face, loves not his wronger. But oh, what damned minutes tells he over, who dotes, yet doubts, suspects, yet strongly loves.
Misery.
Poor and content is rich and rich enough, but rich's fineness is as poor as winter. To him that ever fears he shall be poor. Good heaven, the soul of all my tribe, defend from jealousy.
Why? Why is this? Thou thinkst I'd make a life of jealousy, to follow still the changes of the moon with fresh suspicions? No! To be once in doubt is once to be resolved. Exchange me for a goat when I shall turn the business of my soul to such exsufflicate and blown surmises, vouching thy inference. 'Tis not to make me jealous to say my wife is fair, feeds well, loves company, is free of speech, sings, plays, and dances well. Where virtue is, these are more virtuous, nor from mine own weak merits will I draw the smallest fear or doubt of her revolt, for she had eyes, and chose me. No, Iago, I'll see before I doubt. When I doubt, prove, and on the proof there is no more but this. Away at once with love or jealousy.
I am glad of it, for now I shall have reason to show the love and duty that I bear you with franker spirit. Therefore, as I am bound, receive it from me. I speak not yet of proof. Look to your wife, observe her well with Cassio. Wear your eyes thus, not jealous nor secure. I would not have your free and noble nature, out of self-bounty, be abused. Look to it. I know our country disposition well. In Venice, they do not let heaven see the pranks. They dare not show their husbands their best conscience. Is not to leave undone, but to keep it unknown.
Dost thou say so?
She did deceive her father, marrying you, and when she seemed to shake and fear your looks, she loved them most.
And so she did.
Why go then? She that so young could give out such a seeming to seal her father's eyes up close as oak. He thought 'twas witchcraft, but I am much to blame. I do humbly beseech you of your pardon for too much loving you.
I am bound to be.
I see this hath a little dashed your spirits.
Not a jot.
I faith, I fear it has. I hope you'll consider what I spoke comes from my love. Strain my speech to grosser issues, nor to larger reach than to suspicion.
I will not.
Should you do so, my lord, my speech should fall into such vile success as my thoughts aim not to. Cassio's my worthy friend. My lord, I see you're moved.
No, not much moved. I do not think but Desdemona's honest.
Long live she so, and long live you so to think so.
And yet how nature, erring from itself.
Aye, there's the point. As to be told with you, not to affect many proposed matches of her own clime, complexion, and degree. Foe, whereto we see in all things nature tends. Foe, one may smell in such a will most rank, foul disproportion, thoughts unnatural. But pardon me, I do not in position distinctly speak of her, though I may fear her will, recoiling to her better judgment, may fall to match you with her country forms, and happily repent.
Farewell, farewell. If more thou dost perceive, let me know more. Set on thy wife to observe. Leave me, Iago.
My lord, I take my leave.
Why did I marry? This honest creature doubtless sees and knows more, much more than he unfolds.
My lord, I might entreat your honor to scan this thing no further, leave it to time. Though it be fit that Cassio has his place, for sure he fills it up with great ability. Yet if you please to go him off a while, you shall be by that perceive him and his means. Note, if your lady strain his entertainment with any strong or vehement importunity, much will be seen in that. In the meantime, let me be thought too busy in my fears, as worthy cause I have to fear them, and hold her free, I do beseech your honor.
Fear not, my government.
I once more take my leave.
Exit.
This fellow's of exceeding honesty, and knows all qualities with a learned spirit of human dealings. If I do prove her haggard, though that her jesses were my own dear heartstrings, I'll whistle her off and let her down the wind to prey at fortune. Haply, for I am black and have not these soft parts of conversation that chamberers have, or for I am declined into the vale of years, yet that's not much. She's gone. I am abused, and my relief must be to loathe her. A curse of marriage that we can call these delicate creatures ours and not their appetites. I had rather be a toad and live upon the vapor of a dungeon than keep a corner in the thing I love for others' uses. Yet 'tis the plague of great ones, prerogatived are they less than base, 'tis destiny unshunnable, like death. Even then this forked plague is fated to us when we do quicken. Desdemona comes.
Re-enter Desdemona and Amelia.
If she be false, oh, then heaven mocks itself, I'll not believe it.
How now, my dear lord? Your dinner and the generous islanders by you invited to attend your presence.
I am to blame.
Why do you speak so faintly? Are you not well?
I have a pain upon my forehead here.
Faith, what's with watching? 'Twill away again. Let me but bind it hard within the hour, it will be well.
Your napkin is too little.
He puts the handkerchief from him, and it drops.
Let it alone. Come, I'll go in with you.
I am very sorry that you are not well.
Exeunt Othello and Desdemona.
I am glad that I have found this napkin. That was her first remembrance from the moor. My wayward husband hath 100 times wooed me to steal it, but she so loves the token for he conjured for her, should she ever keep it, that she reserves it evermore about her to kiss and to talk to. I'll have them work taken out and give it to Iago. What he will do with it, heaven knows, not I. Nothing, I nothing but to please his fantasy.
Re-enter Iago.
How now? What do you here alone?
Do not you chide. I have a thing for you.
A thing for me? It is a common thing.
Ha
To have a foolish wife.
Oh, is that all? What will you give me now for the same handkerchief?
What handkerchief?
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona, which so often you did bid me to steal.
Has stolen it from her?
No, Faith, she let it drop by negligence, and to the advantage, I, being here, took it up. Look, here it is.
A good wench. Give it to me.
What will you do with it that you have been so earnest to have me filch it?
Why, what's that to you?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it to me again. Poor lady, she'll run mad when she lack it.
Be not agnon on it. I have a use for it. Go, leave me.
Exit Amelia.
I will in Cassio's long lodging lose this napkin and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmation strong as proof of holy writ. This may do something. The more already changes in with my poison, dangerous conceits are in their nature poisons, which at this first are scarce found to distaste, but with a little act upon the blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. I did say so. Look, here he comes.
Re-enter Othello.
Not poppy, nor mandragora, nor all the drowsy syrups in the world shall ever medicine thee to that sweet, sweet sleep which thou owest yesterday.
Ha! False to me?
Why, how now, General, no more of that.
Avaunt, be gone, thou hast set me on the rack. I swear 'tis better to be much abused than to but know too little.
How now, my lord?
What sense had I of her stolen hours of lust? I saw it not, thought it not, it harmed not me. I slept the next night well, was free and merry. I found not Cassio's kisses on her lips. He that is robbed, not wanting what is stolen, let him not know it. He's not robbed at all.
I am sorry to hear this.
I had been happy if the general camp, pioneers and all, had tasted her sweet body, so I had nothing known. Oh, now forever farewell the tranquil mind, farewell content, farewell the plumed troop and the big wars that make ambition virtue. Oh, farewell, farewell the neighing steed and the shrill trump, the spirit-stirring drum, the ear-pitching fife, the royal banner and all quality, pride, pomp, and circumstance of glorious war. And oh, you mortal engines, whose rude throats the immortal Jove's dead clamors counterfeit, farewell, Othello's occupation gone.
Is it possible, my lord?
Villain, be sure thou prove my love a whore, be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof, or by the worth of the man's eternal soul thou hast been better born a dog than to answer my wicked wrath.
Is come to that?
Make me to see it, or at least so prove it that the probation bear no hinge nor loop to hang a doubt on, or woe upon thy life.
My noble lord.
Thou dost slander her and torture me, never pray more, abandon all remorse. On horror's head horrors accumulate, do deeds to make heaven weep, all earth amazed, for nothing canst thou to damnation add greater than that.
Oh grace, oh heaven forgive me. Are you man? Have you a soul or sense? God be with you. Take mine office, O wretched fool. What livest to make thine honesty a vice, O monstrous world? Take note, O world, to be direct and honest is not safe. I thank you for this profit, and from hence I'll love no friend. Sith love breeds such offence.
Nay, stay, thou shouldst be honest.
I should be wise, for honesty's a fool, and loses that which works for.
By the world, I think my wife be honest, and think she is not. I'll think that thou art just, and think thou art not. I'll have some proof. Her name, that was as fresh as Dian's visage, is now begrimed and black as mine own face. If there be cords or knives, poison or fire or suffocating streams, I'll not endure it. Would were I satisfied.
I see, sir, you are eaten up with passion. I do repent me that I put it on you. You would be satisfied?
Would, nay, I will.
And may, but how? How satisfied, my lord? Would you, the supervisor, grossly gape on, behold her topped?
Oh, death and damnation!
It were a tedious difficulty, I think, to bring them to that prospect. Damn them then. If ever mortal eyes do see them bolster more than their own. What then? How then? What shall I say? Where's satisfaction? It is impossible you should see this. Were they as prime as goats, as hot as monkeys, as salt as wolves in pride, and fools as gross as ignorance made drunk. But yet, I say, if imputation and strong circumstances, which lead directly to the door of truth, will give you satisfaction, you may have it.
Give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I do not like the office, but sith I am entered in this cause so far, pricked to be it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleep will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemonia, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then, sir, would he gripe and wring my hand, cry, "Oh, sweet creature," and then kiss me hard, as if he'd plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, then laid his leg over my thigh, and sighed, and kissed, and then cried, "Cursed fate that gave thee to the moor."
Oh, monstrous, monstrous!
Nay, this was but his dream.
But this denoted a foregone conclusion. 'Tis a shrewd doubt, though it be but a dream.
And this may help to thicken other proofs and that do demonstrate thinly.
I'll tear her all to pieces.
Nay, but be wise. Yet we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me but this, have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hands?
I gave her such a one. It was my first gift.
I know not that, but such a handkerchief, I am sure it was your wife's. Did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with?
If it be that!
If it be that, or any that were hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
Oh, that the slave had 40,000 lives. One is too poor, too weak for my revenge. Now do I see 'tis true. Look here, Iago. All my fond love thus do I blow back to heaven. 'Tis gone. Arise, black vengeance, from thy hollow cell. Yield up, O love, thy crown and hearted throne to tyrannous hate. Swell bosom with thy fraught, for 'tis of aspects tongues.
Yet be content.
Oh, blood, blood, blood!
Patience, I say. Your mind perhaps may change.
Never, Iago. Like to the Pontic sea, whose icy current and compulsive course ne'er feels retiring ebb, but keeps due on to the Propontic and the Hellespont, even so my bloody thoughts with violent pace shall ne'er look back, ne'er ebb to humble love, till that capable and wide revenge swallow them up. Now, by yond marble heaven,
Kneels.
in the due reverence of a sacred vow, I here engage my word.
Do not rise yet.
Kneels.
Witness your ever-burning lights above, you elements that clip us round about. Witness that here Iago doth give up the execution of his wit, hands, heart, to wronged Othello's service. Let him command, and to obey shall be in me remorse. That bloody business ever.
They rise.
I greet thy love, not with vain thanks, but with acceptance bounteous, and will upon the instant put thee to it. Within these 3 days let me hear thee say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead, done at your request. But let her live.
Damn her, Luda minx! Oh, damn her! Come, go with me apart. I will withdraw, to furnish me with some swift means of death for the fair devil. Now art thou my lieutenant.
I am your own forever.
Exeunt. Scene 4. Before the castle. Enter Desdemona, Emilia, and Clown.
Do you know, Sirrah, where Lieutenant Cassio lies?
I dare not say he lies anywhere.
Why, man?
He's a soldier, and for one to say a soldier lies is stabbing.
Go to, where lodges he?
To tell you where he lodges is to tell you where I lie.
Can anything be made of this?
I know not where he lodges, and for me to devise a lodging, and say he lies here or lies there, were to lie in my own throat.
Can you inquire him out and be edified by report?
I will catechize him for the world for him. That is, make questions and by them answer.
Seek him, bid him come hither, tell him I have moved my lord on his behalf, and hope all will be well.
To do this within the compass of a man's wit, and therefore I will attempt the doing.
Exit.
Where should I lose that handkerchief, Amelia?
I know not, madam.
Weird. Believe me, I had rather have lost my purse full of cruzados, and but my noble Moor is true of mine and make no such baseness as jealous creatures are. It were enough to put him to ill thinking.
Is he not jealous?
Who, he? I think the son where he was born drew all such humors from him.
Look, here he comes.
I will not leave him now till Cassio be called to him.
Enter Othello.
How is it with you, my lord?
Well, my good lady, hardness to disassemble. How do you do, Desdemona?
Well, my good lord.
Give me your hand. This hand is moist, my lady.
It yet has felt nor age, nor known no sorrow.
This argues fruitlessness and liberal heart. Hot and moist. This hand of yours requires a sequester from liberty, fasting and prayer, much castigation, exercise devout. For here's a young and sweating devil here that commonly rebels. 'Tis a good hand, a frank one.
You may indeed say so, for 'twas that hand that gave away my heart.
A liberal hand. The hearts of old gave hands, but our new heraldry is hands, not hearts.
I cannot speak of this. Come now, your promise.
What promise, Chuck?
I have sent to bid Cassio come speak with you.
I have a salt and sorry room that offends me. Lend me thy handkerchief.
Here, my lord.
That which I gave you.
I have it not about me.
Not?
No, indeed, my lord.
That is a fault. That handkerchief did an Egyptian to my mother give. She was a charmer and could almost read the thoughts of people. She told her while she kept it 'twould make her amiable and subdue my father entirely to her love. But if she lost it or made gift of it, my father's eye should hold her loathed, and his spirits should hunt after new fancies. She, dying, gave it me, and bid me when my fate would have me wive to give it to her. I did so, and take heed on it, made it a darling like your precious eye. To lose it or give it away were such perdition as nothing else could match.
Is it possible?
'Tis true, there's magic in the web of it. A Sibyl had been numbered in the world the sun to course 200 compasses. In her prophetic fury sewed the work that worms were hallowed did breathe the silk, and it was dyed in mummy which the skilful conserved of maidens' hearts.
Indeed? Is true?
Most veritable, therefore look to it well.
Then would to God that I had never seen it.
Ha! Wherefore?
Why do you speak so startlingly and rash?
Is it lost? Is it gone? Speak! Is it out of the way?
Heaven bless us.
Say you?
It is not lost. But what and if it were?
How?
I say it is not lost.
Fetch it, let me see it.
Why? So I can, sir, but I will not now. This is a trick to put me from my suit. Pray you, let Cassio be received again.
Fetch me the handkerchief my mind misgives.
Come, you'll never meet a more sufficient man.
The handkerchief!
I pray, talk me of Cassio.
The handkerchief!
A man at all his time hath founded his good fortunes on your love, shared dangers with you.
The handkerchief!
In sooth, you are to blame.
Away!
Exit.
Is not this man jealous?
I never saw this before. Sure, there's some wonder in this handkerchief. I am most unhappy in the loss of it.
Just not a year or two shows us the man. They're all but stomachs, and we all but food. To eat us hungrily, and when they are full, they belch us. Look, you, Cassio, and my husband.
Enter Cassio and Iago.
There is no other way, 'tis she must do it. And lo, the happiness, go and importune her.
How now, good Cassio, what's the news with you?
Madam, my former suit, I do beseech you that by your virtuous means I may again exist and be a member of his love, whom I with all the office of my heart entirely honor. I would not be delayed. If my offense be of such mortal kind that nor my service past nor present sorrows, nor purposed merit in futurity can ransom me into his love again. But to know so must be my benefit, so shall I clothe me in a forced content and shut myself up in some other course to fortune's alms.
Alas, thrice gentle Cassio, my avocation is not now in tune. My lord is not my lord, nor should I know him. Were he in favor as in humored altered, so help me with every spirit sanctified, as I have spoken for you all my best, and stood within the blank of his displeasure, for my free speech. You must a while be patient. What I can do, I will. And more I will than for myself, I dare. Let that suffice you.
Is my lord angry?
He went hence but now, and certainly in strange unquietness.
Can he be angry? I have seen the cannon when it hath blown his ranks into the air, and like the devil from his very arm puffed his own brother. And can he be angry? Something of moment then. I will go meet him. There matter it indeed, if he be angry.
I prithee do so.
Exit Iago.
Something sure of state, either from Venice or some unhatched practice made demonstrable here in Cyprus to him hath puddled his clear spirit, and in such cases men's natures wrangle with inferior things, though great ones are their object. 'Tis even so, for let our finger ache, and it endues our own heathful members even to the sense of pain. Nay, we must think men are not gods, nor of them look for such observances. As fit the bridal, beshrew me much, Amelia, I was, unhandsome warrior as I am, arraigning his unkindness with my soul. But now I find I had suborned the witness, and he's indicated falsely.
Pray heaven it be state matters, as you think, and not conception nor no jealousy toy concerning you.
Alas the day, I never gave him cause.
But jealous souls will not be answered so. They are not ever jealous for a cause, but jealous for they are jealous. 'Tis a monster begot on itself, born on itself.
Heaven keep that monster from Othello's mind.
Lady, amen.
I will go seek him. Cassio, walk here about if I do find him fit. I'll move your suit and seek to effect it to my uttermost.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Exeunt Desdemona and Amelia. Enter Bianca.
Save you, friend Cassio.
What make you from home? How is it with you, my most fair Bianca? If faith, sweet love, I was coming to your house.
And I was going to your lodging, Cassio. What, keep a week away? 7 days and nights? 8 hours? In lovers' absent hours. More tedious than the dial 80 times? Oh, weary reckoning.
Pardon me, Bianca, I have this while with leaden thoughts been pressed, but I shall, in a more continuate time, strike off the scar of absence, sweet Bianca.
Giving her Desdemona's handkerchief.
Take me this work out.
Oh, Cassio, whence this came? This some token from a newer friend? To the felt absence I now feel cause? Is come to this? Well, well.
Oh, two women, throw your vile guesses in the devil's teeth from whence you have them. You are jealous now, that is from some mistress, some remembrance. No, in good troth, Bianca.
Why? Whose is it?
I know not, sweet. I found it in my chamber. I like the work well, ere it be demanded, as like enough it will. I'll have it copied, take it, and do it. Leave me for this time.
Leave you? Wherefore?
I do attend here on the general, and think it no addition nor my wish to have him see me womaned.
Why, I pray you?
Not that I love you not.
But that you do not love me. I pray you, bring me on the way a little, and say if I shall see you soon at night.
'Tis but a little way that I can bring you, for I attend here, but I'll see you soon.
'Tis very good. I must be circumstanced.
Exeunt Act 4, Scene 1. Cyprus. For the castle. Enter Othello and Iago.
Will you think so?
Think so, Iago.
What, to kiss in private?
An unauthorized kiss.
Or to be naked with her friend in bed an hour or more, not meaning any harm?
Naked in bed, Iago, and not mean harm. It is hypocrisy against the devil. They mean virtuously and yet do so the devil. Their virtue tempts and they tempt heaven.
So they do nothing. 'Tis a venial slip. But if I give my wife a handkerchief?
What then?
Why then, 'tis hers, my lord, and being hers, she may, I think, bestow it on any man.
She's protectress of her honor too. May she give that?
Her honor is an essence that's not seen. They have it very oft, they have it not. But for the handkerchief.
By heaven, I would most gladly have forgot it. Thou saidst it comes o'er my memory as doth the raven o'er the infected house, boding to all he had my handkerchief.
Aye, what of that?
That's not so good now.
What, if I had said I had seen him do you wrong, or heard him say, as knaves be such abroad, who having by their own importune suit, or voluntary dotage of some mistress convinced or supplied them, cannot choose, but they must blab?
Hath he said anything?
He hath, my lord, but be you well assured, no more than he'll unswear.
What hath he said?
Faith that he did. I know not what he did.
What?
Lie.
With her?
With her, on her, what you will.
Lie with her, lie on her. We say lie on her when they belie her. Lie with her, that's fulsome. Handkerchief, confessions, handkerchief. To confess and be hanged for his labor. First to be hanged and then to confess. I tremble at it. Nature would not invest herself in such shadowing passion without some instruction. It is not words that shake me thus. Hish, noses, ears, and lips. It's possible. Confess, handkerchief, oh devil!
Falls in a trance.
Work on, my medicine, work! Thus credulous fools are caught, and many worthy and chaste dames even thus, all guiltless, meet reproach. What ho, my lord, what ho, I say, Othello!
Enter Cassio.
How now, Cassio?
What's the matter?
My lord has fallen into an epilepsy. This is a second fit, he had one yesterday.
Rub him about the temples.
No, forbear. The lethargy must have his quiet course. If not, he foams at mouth, and by breaks out to savage madness. Look, he stirs. Do you withdraw yourself a little while, he will recover straight. When he is gone, I would on great occasion speak with you.
Exit Cassio.
How is it, General? Have you not hurt your head?
Dost thou mock me?
I mock you? No, by heaven. Would bear your fortune like a man?
A horned man's a monster and a beast.
There's many a beast then in a populous city, and many a civil monster.
Did he confess it?
Good sir, be a man. Think every bearded fellow that's but yoked may draw with you. There's millions now alive that nightly lie in those unproper beds, which they dare swear peculiar. Your case is better. Oh, 'tis the spite of hell, this fiend's arch mock, to lip a wanton in a secure coach, and to suppose her chaste? No, let me know. And knowing what I am, I know what she shall be.
Oh, thou art wise, certain.
Stand you a while apart, confine yourself but in a patient list. Whilst you were here, overwhelmed with your grief, a passion most unsuiting such a man, Cassio came hither. I shifted him away, and laid good excuse upon your ecstasy. Bade him upon anon return, and here speak with me, to which he promised. Do but encave yourself, and mark the fleers, the gibes, the notable scorns, and dwell in every region of his face. For I will make him tell the tale anew, where, how oft, how long ago, and when he hath, and is again, to cope your wife. I say, but mark his gesture. Marry, patience, or I shall say you are all in spleen, and nothing of a man.
Dost thou hear, Iago? I will be found most cunning in my patience, but dost thou hear? Most bloody.
That's not amiss, but yet keep in time in all. Will you withdraw?
Othello retires.
Now I will question Cassio of Bianca, a housewife that be selling her desires, buys herself bread and clothes. It is a creature that dotes on Cassio, as 'tis the strumpet's plague to beguile many and be beguiled by one. He, when he hears of her, cannot refrain from excess laughter. Here he comes.
Re-enter Cassio.
As he shall smile, Othello shall go mad, and his unbookish jealousy must construe poor Cassio's smiles, gestures, and light behavior quite in the wrong. How do you now, Lieutenant?
Worser that you give me the addition, whose want even kills me.
Ply Desdemonia well, and you are sure on't. Now, if this suit lay in Bianca's power, how quickly you should speed.
Alas, poor caitiff.
Look how he laughs already. Oh. I never knew woman loved man so.
Alas, poor rogue, I thank your faith she loves me.
Now he denies it faintly and laughs it out.
Do you hear, Cassio?
Now he importunes him to tell it, or go to. Well said, well said.
She gives it out that you shall marry her. Do you intend?
Do you triumph, Roman? Do you triumph?
I marry her. What? A customer? Prithee, bear some charity to my wit. Do not think it so unwholesome.
So they laugh at that win.
Faith, the cry goes that you shall marry her.
Prithee, say true.
I am a very villain else.
Have you scored me? Well.
This is the monkey's own giving out. She is persuaded I will marry her out of her own love and flattery, not out of my promise.
Iago beckons me. Now he begins the story.
She was here even now. She haunts me in every place. I was the other day talking on the sea bank with certain Venetians, and thither comes the bauble, and by this hand she falls me thus about my neck,
crying, "Oh, dear Cassio," as it were, his gesture imports it.
So hangs and lulls and weeps upon me, so hails and pulls me.
Now he tells she plucked him to my chamber. Oh, I see that nose of yours, but not the dog that I shall throw it to.
Well, I must leave her company.
Before me, look, here she comes.
'Tis such another fit you. Marry a perfumed one.
Enter Bianca.
What do you mean by this haunting of me?
Let the devil and his dam haunt you. What did you mean by that same handkerchief you gave me even now? I was a fine fool to take it. I must take out the work, a likely piece of work, that you should find it in your chamber and not know who left it there. Some minx token, and I must take out the work? There,
Give it your hobby horse, wheresoever you had it. I'll take out no work on it.
How now, my sweet Bianca? How now? How now?
By heaven, that should be my handkerchief.
And you'll come to supper tonight. You may, and you will not come when you are next prepared for.
Exit.
After her, after her.
Faith, I must shall rail in the street else.
Will you sup there?
Faith, I intend so.
Well, I may chance to see you, for I would very fain speak with you.
Prithee come, will you?
Go to, say no more.
Exit Cassio.
How shall I murder him, Iago?
Did you perceive how he laughed at his vice?
Oh, Iago.
And did you see the handkerchief?
Was that mine?
Yours by this hand, and to see how he prizes the foolish woman your wife. She gave it to him, and he hath given it his whore.
I would have 9 years of king, fine there, but a sweet woman. Ha!
Nay, you must forget that.
I let her rot and perish and be damned tonight, for she shall not live. No, my heart is turned to stone. I strike it, and it hurts my hand. Oh, the world hath not a sweeter creature. She might lie by an emperor's side and command him task.
Nay, that's not your way.
Hang her! I do but say what she is, so delicate with her needle, an admirable musician. Oh, she will sing the savageness out of a bear, of so high and plenteous wit and invention.
She's the worst for all this.
1,000 times, and then of so gentle a condition.
Aye, too gentle.
Nay, that's certain, but yet the pity of it, Iago. Oh, Iago, the pity of it, Iago.
If you are so fond over her iniquity, give her patent to offend, for if it is touch you not you, it comes near nobody.
I will chop her into messes, cuckold me.
Oh, 'tis foul in her.
With mine officer.
That's fouler.
Give me some poison, Iago, this night. I'll not expostulate with her, lest her body and beauty unprovide my mind again. This night, Iago.
Do it not with poison. Strangle her in her bed. Even the bed she hath contaminated.
Good. Good. The justice of it pleases very good.
And for Cassio, let me be his undertaker. You shall hear more by midnight.
Excellent good.
A trumpet within. Ba-ba-da-ba!
What trumpet is that same?
Something from Venice, sure. 'Tis Lodovico, come from the Duke, and see, your wife is with him.
Enter Lodovico, Desdemona, and attendants.
Save you, worthy general.
With all my heart, sir.
The Duke and senators of Venice greet you.
Gives him a letter.
I kiss the instrument of their pleasures.
Opens the letter and reads.
And what's the news, good cousin Lovico?
I am very glad to see you, Signor. Welcome to Cyprus.
I thank you. How does Lieutenant Cassio
live, sir?
Cousin, there's fallen between him and my lord an unkind breach, but you shall make all well.
Are you sure of that?
My lord?
This fail you not to do, as you will.
He did not call. He's busy in the paper. Is there division twixt my lord and Cassio?
A most unhappy one. I would do much to atone them for the love I bear to Cassio.
Fire and brimstone!
My lord?
Are you wise?
What, is he angry?
Maybe the letter moved him, for as I think they do command him home, deputing Cassio in his government.
Trust me, I am glad on it.
Indeed.
My lord?
I'm glad to see you mad.
Why, sweet Othello?
Devil!
I have not deserved this.
My lord, this would not be believed in Venice, though I should swear I saw 'tis very much. Make her amend. She weeps.
Oh, devil, devil! If that the earth could teem with women's tears, each drop she falls would prove a crocodile. Out of my sight!
I will not stay to offend you.
Going.
Truly an obedient lady. I do beseech your lordship, call her back.
Mistress!
My lord?
What would you with her, sir?
Who? I, my lord?
Ah, you did wish that I would make her turn. Sir, she can turn and yet go on and turn again. And she can weep, sir, weep, and she's obedient, as you say. Obedient, very obedient. Proceed you in your tears. Concerning this, sir, a well-painted passion, I am commanded home. Get you away, I'll send for you anon. Sir, I obey the mandate, and will return to Venice. And avaunt!
Exit Desdemona.
Cassio shall have my place, and sir, tonight I do entreat that we may sup together. You are welcome, sir, to Cyprus, goats and monkeys.
Is
Exit.
this the noble Moor whom our full senate call all in all sufficient? Is this the nature whom passion could not shake, whose solid virtue the shot of accident nor dart of chance could neither graze nor pierce?
He is much changed.
Are his wits safe? Is he not the light of brain?
He is that he is. I may not breathe my censure what he might be. If what he might, he is not. I would to heaven he were.
What, strike his wife?
Faith, that he not so well. Yet, would I knew that stroke would prove the worst.
Is it his use? Or did the letters work upon his blood and new create this fault?
Alas, alas, it is not honesty in me to speak what I have seen and known. You shall observe him, and his own choruses will denote him so, that I may save my speech. But do go afar, and mark how he continues.
I am sorry that I deceived him.
Exit. Scene 2. A room in the castle. Enter Othello and Emilia.
You have seen nothing, then.
Nor heard, nor ever did suspect.
Yes, you have seen Cassio and she together.
But then I saw no harm, and then I heard each syllable that breath made up between them.
What, did they never whisper?
Never, my lord.
Nor send you out of the way?
Never.
Fetch her fan, her gloves, her mask, nothing?
Never, my lord.
That's strange.
I durst, my lord, to wager she is honest. Lay down my soul at stake if you think other. Remove your thought. It doth abuse your bosom. If any wretch have put this in your head, let heaven requite it with a serpent's curse. For if she not be honest, chaste, and true, there is no man happy. The purest of their wives is foul as slander.
Bid her come hither. Go.
Exit Emilia.
She says enough, yet she's a simple bawd that cannot say as much. This is a subtle whore, a closet lock and key of villainous secrets, and yet she'll kneel and pray. I have seen her do it.
Enter Desdemona with Emilia.
My lord, what is your will?
Pray, Chuck, come hither.
What is your pleasure?
Let me see your eyes. Look in my face.
What horrible fancy's this?
Some of your function, mistress. Leave procreants alone and shut the door. Cough or cry ham if anybody come. Your mystery. Nay, dispatch.
Exit Emilia.
Upon my knees, what doth your speech import? I understand a fury in your words, but not the words.
Why, what art thou?
Your wife, my lord. Your true and loyal wife.
Come, swear it. Damn thyself, lest being like one of heaven, the devils themselves should fear to seize thee. Therefore be double damned. Swear thou art honest.
Heaven doth truly know it.
Heaven truly knows that thou art false as hell.
To whom, my lord? With whom? How am I false?
Oh, Desdemona, away.
It's the heavy day to weep. Am I the motive of these tears, my lord? If haply you, my father, do suspect an instrument of this your calling back, lay not your blame on me. If you have lost him, why, I have lost him too.
Had it pleased heaven to try me with affliction, had they rained all kinds of sores and shames on my bare head, steeped me in poverty to the very lips, given to captivity me and my utmost hopes, I should have found in some place of my soul a drop of patience. But alas, to make me a fixed figure for the time of scorn, to point his slow, unmoving figure at. Yet could I bear that too? Well, very well, but there, where I have garnered up my heart, where either I must live or bear no life, the fountain from the which my current runs, or else dries up to be discarded thence, or keep it as a cistern for foul toads to not engender in. Turn thy complexion there, Patience, thou young and rose-lipped cherubin, I there look grim as hell.
I hope my noble lord esteems me honest.
Oh, aye, the summer flies are in the shambles that quicken even with blowing. Oh, thou weed, who art so lovely fair and smellst so sweet that the sense aches at thee would thou hast never been born.
Alas, what ignorant sin have I committed?
Was this fair paper, this most goodly book made to write whore upon? What committed? Committed! Oh, thou public commenter, I should make the very forges of my cheeks that would to cinders burn up modesty, did I but speak thy deeds. What committed? Heaven stops the nose at it, and the moon winks. The body wind that kisses all it meets is hushed within the hollow mind of earth, and will not hear it. What committed, impudent strumpet?
By heaven, you do me wrong.
Are you not a strumpet?
No, as I am a Christian. If to preserve this vessel for my lord from any other foul, unlawful touch be not to be a strumpet, I am none.
What, not a whore?
No! As shall I be saved?
Is it possible?
Oh, heaven, forgive us.
I cry you mercy, then. I took you for that cunning whore of Venice that married with Othello. You, mistress, that have the office opposite to St. Peter and keep the gate of hell!
Re-enter Amelia.
You. We have done our course. There's money for your pains. I pray you, turn the key and keep our counsel.
Exit.
Alas, what does this gentleman conceive? How do you, madam? How do you, my good lady?
Faith, half asleep.
Good madam, what is the matter with my lord?
With who?
Why, with my lord, madam?
Who is thy lord?
He is that yours, sweet lady.
I have none. Do not talk to me, Amelia. I cannot weep nor answer, have I none, but what should go by water. Prithee, tonight, lay on my bed my wedding sheets. Remember and call thy husband hither.
Here's a change indeed.
Exit.
'Tis meet I should be used, so very meet. How have I been behaved that he might stick the smallest opinion on my last misuse?
Re-enter Amelia with Iago.
What is your pleasure, madame? How is't with you?
I cannot tell. Those that do teach young babes do it with gentle means and easy tasks. He might have chid me so, for in good faith I am a child to chiding.
What's the matter, lady?
Alas, Iago, my lord hath so abhorred her through such despite and heavy terms upon her as true hearts cannot bear.
Am I that name, Iago?
What name, fair lady?
Such as she says my lord did say I was.
He called her whore. A beggar in his drink could not have laid such a terms upon his callet.
Why did he say so?
I do not know. I am sure I am none such.
Do not weep, do not weep. Alas the day.
Has she forsook so many noble matches, her father and country and her friends, to be called whore? Would it not make one weep?
It is my wretched fortune.
Beshrew him for it. How come this trick upon him?
Nay, heaven doth know.
I will be hanged as some maternal villain, some busy and insinuating rogue, some cozening slave to get some office, have not devised this slander. I'll be hanged else.
Fie, there is no such man. It is impossible.
If any such there be, heaven pardon him.
Hell to pardon him, and hell gnaw his bones. Why should he call her whore? Who keeps her company? What place? What time? What form? What likelihood that more's abused by some villainous knave, some base notorious knave, some scurvy fellow? O heaven, that such companions thou'st unfold and put in every honest hand a whip to lash the rascals naked through the world from east to west.
Speak within door.
Fie upon him. Son, such squire he was that turned your wit with the seamy side without and made you suspect me with the more.
You are a fool. Go to.
Oh, good Iago, what shall I do to win my lord again? Good friend, go to him. For by this light of heaven I know not how I lost him. Here I kneel. If ever my will did trespass against his love, either in discourse or thought, or actual deed, or that mine eyes, mine ears, or any sense delighted them in any other form, or that I do not yet and ever did and ever will, though he do not shake me off to beggarly divorcement. Love him dearly, comfort, forswear me, unkindness may do much, and his unkindness may defeat my life, but never taint my love. I cannot say whore. It does abhor me, now I speak the word, to do the act that might the addition earn, not the world's mass of vanity could make me.
I pray you, be content. 'Tis but his humour. The business of the state does him offence, and he does chide with you.
If 'twere no other.
'Tis but so, I warrant.
Trumpets within. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Hark! How these instruments summon to supper the messengers of Venice stay the meat. Go in and weep not. All things shall be well.
Exit Desdemona and Emilia. Enter Roderigo.
How now, Roderigo?
I do not find that thou dealest justly with me.
What in the contrary?
Every day thou daffest me with some device, Iago, and rather, as it seems to me now, keepest from me all conveniency than suppliest me with the least advantage of hope. I will indeed no longer endure it, nor am I yet persuaded to put up in peace what I have foolishly suffered.
Will you hear me, Roderigo?
Faith, I have heard too much, for your words and performances are no kin together.
You charge me most unjustly.
With naught but truth, I have wasted myself out of my means. The jewels you have had from me to deliver to Desdemona would have corrupted a votarist. You have told me she hath received them, and returned me expectations and comforts of sudden respect and acquaintance, but I find none.
Well, go to, very well.
Very well, go to. I cannot go to, man, nor 'tis not very well. Nay, I think it is scurvy, and begin to find myself fobbed in it.
Very well.
I tell you, 'tis not very well. I will make myself known to Desdemona. If she will return me my jewels, I will give her over my suit and repent my unlawful solicitation. If not, assure yourself I will seek satisfaction of you.
You have said now.
Aye, and said nothing but what I protest intendment of doing.
Why, now I see there's mettle in thee, and even from this instant to build on thee a better opinion than ever before. Give me thy hand, Roderigo. Thou hast taken against me a most just exception, but yet I protest I have dealt most directly in thy affair.
It hath not appeared.
I grant indeed it hath not appeared, and your suspicion is not without wit and judgment. But Roderigo, if thou hast that in thee indeed, which I have greater reason to believe now than ever, I mean purpose, courage, valor, this night show it. If thou the next night following enjoy not Desdemona, take me from this world with treachery and devise engines from my life.
Well, what is it? Is it within reason and compass?
Sir, there is a special commission come from Venice to dispute Cassio in Othello's place.
Is that true? Why then Othello and Desdemona return again to Venice?
Oh no, he goes into Mauritania and takes away with him the fair Desdemona, unless his abode be lingered here by some accident, wherein none can be so determinate as the removing of Cassio.
How do you mean removing of him?
Why, by making him incapable of Othello's place, knocking his brains out.
And that you would have me do.
Aye, if you dare do yourself a profit and a right. He sups tonight with a harlotry, and thither will I to go to him. He knows not yet of this horrible fortune. If you will watch his going thence, which I will fashion to fall out between 12 and 1, you may take him at your pleasure. I will be near for your attempt, and he shall fall between us. Come, stand not amazed at it, but go along with me. I will show you such a necessity in his death that you shall think yourself bound to put it on him. It is now high supper time, and the night grows to waste. About it.
I will hear further reason for this.
And you shall be satisfied.
Excellent. Scene 3, another room in the castle. Enter Othello, Lodovico, Desdemona, Amelia, and attendants.
I do beseech you, sir, trouble yourself no further.
Oh, pardon me, 'twill do me good to walk.
Madam, good night. I humbly thank your ladyship.
Your honor is most welcome.
Will you walk, sir? Oh, Desdemona,
My lord?
get you to bed on the instant. I will be returned forthwith. Dismiss your attendant there. Look it be done.
I will, my lord.
Exeunt Othello, Lodovico, and attendants.
How goes it now? He looks gentler than he did.
He says he will return incontinent. He hath commanded me to go to bed and bade me to dismiss you.
Dismiss me?
It was his bidding. Therefore, good Amelia, give me my nightly wearing and adieu. We must not now displease him.
I would you had never seen him.
So would I. So would not I, my love doth so approve him, that even his stubbornness, his checks, his frowns, prithee unpin me. Have grace and favor in them.
I have laid those sheets you bade me on the bed.
All's one. Good faith, how foolish are our minds. If I do die before thee, prithee, shroud me in one of those same sheets.
Come, you talk.
My mother had a maid called Barbara. She was in love, and she loved, and he, she loved, proved mad, and did forsake her. She had a song of willow, an old thing 'twas, but it expressed her fortune, and she died singing it. That song tonight will not go from my mind. I have much to do, but to go hang my head all at one side, and sing it like poor Barbara. Prithee dispatch.
Shall I go fetch your nightgown?
No, unpin me here. This Lodovico is a proper man.
A very handsome man.
Speaks well.
I know a lady in Venice who would have walked barefoot to Palestine for a touch of his nether lip.
The poor soul sat sighing by a sycamore tree, sang all a green willow, her hand on her bosom, her head on her knee, sang willow, willow, willow. The fresh streams ran by her and murmured her moans, sang willow, willow, willow. Her salt tears fell from her and softened the stones. Lady, by thee sing willow, willow, willow. Prithee, he'll come anon. Sing all a green willow must be my garland. Let nobody blame him, his scorn I approve. Nay, that's not next. Hark, who is it that knocks?
It's the wind.
Called my love false love, but what said he then? Sing willow, willow, willow. If I count more women, you'll count with more men. So get thee gone, good night. It ties to itch. Is that bold weeping?
'Tis neither here nor there.
I have heard it said so. Oh, these men, these men! Dost thou unconscious think, tell me, Amelia, that there be women do abuse their husbands in such gross kind?
There be some such, no question.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
Why would not you?
No, by this heavenly light.
Nor I neither. By this heavenly light, I might do it as well in the dark.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
The world's such a huge thing. It's a great price for a small vice.
In troth, I think thou wouldst not.
In troth, I think I should, and undo it when I had done. Mary, I would have not did things for a jolt ring, nor the measures of a lawn, nor gowns, nor petticoats, nor capes, nor any pretty exhibition, but for the whole world? Why, who would not make her husband a cuckold to make him a monarch? I should venture purgatory for it.
Beshrew me, if I would do such a wrong to the whole world.
Why the wrong is but a wrong in the world, and having the world for your labor, 'tis a wrong in your own world, and you might quickly make it right.
I do not think there is any such woman.
Yes, a dozen, and as many advantages would store the world that they played for. But I do think it's their husband's fault if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, else break out in peevish jealousies. Throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us and scant our former having in despite. Why we have galls, and though we have so much grace, yet we have some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them, that they see and smell and have their palates both for sweet and sour as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is that frailty thus heirs? It is so too, and have we not affections, desires for sport and frailty as men have, and let them use us well, else let them know the ills we do, or their ills instruct us so.
Good night. Good night. Heaven me such uses send, not to pick bad from bad, but by bad men.
Exit, Act 5, Scene 1, Cyprus, a street. Enter Iago and Roderigo.
Here, stand behind this bulk, straight will he come. Wear thy good rapier there, and put it home. Quick, quick, fear nothing. Albeit thy elbow it makes us, or it mars us. Think on that, and fix most firm thy resolution.
Be near at hand, I may miscarry in it.
Here at thy hand, be bold and take thy stand.
Retires. I have no great devotion to the deed, and yet he hath given me satisfying reasons. 'Tis but a man gone. Forth my sword, he dies.
I have rubbed this young quat almost in the sense, and he grows angry. Now, whether he kill Cassio or Cassio him, or each do kill the other, every way makes my gain. Live Roderigo, he calls me to a restitution large of gold and jewels that I bobbed from him, as gifts to Desdemona. It must not be. If Cassio do remain, he hath a daily beauty in his life that makes me ugly. And besides, the more may unfold me to him. There stand I, in much peril. No, he must die. But so, I hear him coming.
Enter Cassio. I know his gait. 'Tis he. Villain, thou diest! Makes a pass at Cassio.
Thou thrust had been mine enemy indeed, but that my coat is better than thou knowst, I will make proof of thine.
Draws and wounds Roderigo. Oh, I am slain. Iago from behind wounds Cassio in the leg and exits.
I am maimed forever. Help, ho, murder, murder.
Falls. Enter Othello.
The voice of Cassio. Iago keeps his word.
Oh, villain that I am!
It is even so.
Oh, help, ho, light, a surgeon.
'Tis he, O brave Iago, honest and just, that has such noble sense of thy friend's wrong. Thou teachest me. Minion, thy dear lies dead, and your unblessed fate highs. Strumpet, I come. Forth of my heart those charms, those eyes are blotted. Thy bed lust stained shall with lust's blood be spotted.
Exit. Enter Lodovico and Gratiano.
What ho, no watch, no passage, murder, murder.
'Tis some mischance. The cry is very direful.
Oh, help.
Hark!
Oh, wretched villain!
2 or 3 groan, it is a heavy night. These may be counterfeits. Let's think it unsafe to come into the cry without more help.
Nobody come, and I shall bleed to death.
Hark!
Re-enter Iago with a light.
Here's one comes in a shirt with light and weapons.
Who's there? Whose noise is this that runs on murder?
We do not know.
Did not you hear a cry?
Here, for heaven's sake, help me.
What's the matter?
This is Othello's ancient, as I take it?
The same indeed, a very valiant fellow.
What are you here that cry so grievously?
Iago? Oh, I'm spoiled, undone by villains. Give me some help.
Oh me, Lieutenant, what villains have done this?
I think that one of them is hereabout and cannot make away.
Oh, treacherous villains! What are you there? Come in and give some help.
Ludovico and Gratiano. Oh, help me here!
That's one of them.
Oh, murderous slave! Oh, villain!
Stabs Roderigo. Oh, damn Diago! Oh, inhuman dog!
Kill men in the dark. Where be these bloody thieves? How silent in this town. Oh, murder, murder! What may you be? Are you of good or evil?
As you shall prove us, praise us.
Senor Ludovico?
He, sir.
I cry you mercy, here Cassio's hurt by villains.
Cassio.
How is my brother?
My leg is cut in two.
Mary, heaven forbid. Light, gentlemen, I'll bind it with my shirt.
Enter Bianca.
What is the matter, Ho? Who is it that cried?
Who is that cried?
Oh, my dear Cassio, my sweet Cassio. Oh, Cassio, Cassio, Cassio.
Oh, notable strumpet. Cassio, may you suspect who they should be that they have thus many led you?
No.
I am to find you thus. I have been to seek you.
Lend me a garter. So, oh, for a chair to bear him easily hence.
Alas, he faints. Oh, Cassio, Cassio, Cassio.
Gentlemen all, I do suspect this trash to be a party in this injury. Patience a while, good Cassio. Come, come, lend me a light. Know we this face or no? Alas, my friend and my dear countryman, Roderigo! No! Yes, sure. Oh, heaven, Roderigo!
What, to Venice?
Even he, sir. Did you know him?
Know him? I.
Signor Gratiano, I cry your gentle pardon. These bloody accidents must excuse my manners, that so neglected you.
I am glad to see you.
How do you, Cassio? Oh, a chair, a chair!
Rodrigo!
It is he.
A chair is brought in.
Oh, that's well said, the chair.
Some good man bear him carefully from hence. I'll fetch the general surgeon. For you, mistress, save you your labor. He that lies slain here, Cassio, was my dear friend. What malice was between you?
Not in the world, nor do I know the man.
What, look you pale? Oh, bear him out of the air.
Cassio and Roderigo are borne off.
Stay you, good gentleman. Look you pale, mistress? Do you perceive the ghastness of her eyes? Nay, if you stare, we shall hear more anon. Behold her well, I pray you look upon her. Do you see, gentlemen? Nay, guiltiness we speak, though tongues were out of use.
Enter Amelia.
Lass, what's the matter? What's the matter, husband?
Cassio hath here been set on in the dark by Roderigo, and fellows there escaped. He's almost slain, and Roderigo dead.
Alas, good gentleman, alas, good Cassio.
This is the fruit of whoring. Prithee, Amelia, go now of Cassio where he supped tonight. What, do you shake at that?
He supped in my house, but therefore I shake not.
Oh, did he so? I charge you, go with me.
Aye, fie upon thee, strumpet.
I am no strumpet, but of life as honest as you that thus abuse me.
As I, fie upon thee.
Kind gentlemen, let's go see poor Cassio dressed. Come, mistress, you must tell another tale. Amelia, run you to the citadel and tell my lord and lady what hath happened. Will you go on, I pray? This is the night that either makes me or fordoes me quite.
Excellent. Scene 2. A bedchamber in the castle. Desdemona in bed, asleep. A light burning. Enter Othello.
It is the cause, my soul. Let me not name it to you, you chaste stars. It is the cause. Yet I'll not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow, and smooth as monumental alabaster. She must die, else she'll betray more men. Put out the light, and then put out the light, if I quench thee, thou flaming minister. I can again thy former light restore, should I repent me. But once put out thy light, thou cunningst pattern of excelling nature, I know not where it is that Promethean heat then thy light can resume. When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. It must needs wither. I'll smell it on the tree.
Kissing her.
Ah, balmy breath that dost almost persuade justice to break her sword. One more. Be thus when thou art dead, and I will kill thee and love thee after. One more, and this the last. So sweet was ne'er so fatal. I must weep, but they're cruel tears. This sorrow's heavenly. It strikes where it doth love. She wakes.
Who's there? Othello?
Aye. Desdemona.
We come to bed, my lord?
You prayed tonight, Desdemona.
Aye, my lord.
If you bethink yourself of any crime unreconciled as yet to heaven and grace, solicit for it straight.
Alas, my lord, what do you mean by that?
Well, do it and be brief. I will walk by. I would not kill thy unprepared spirit. No, heaven forfend, I would not kill thy soul.
Talk you of killing?
Aye, I do.
Then heaven, have mercy on me.
Amen, with all my heart.
If you say so, I hope you will not kill me.
Come.
And yet I fear you. For you are fatal then, when your eyes roll so. Why should I fear? I know not. Since guiltiness I know not. But yet I fear.
Think on thy sins.
They are loves I bear to you.
Aye, and for that thou diest.
Then death's unnatural, that kills for loving. Alas, why gnaw you on your nether lip? Some bloody passion shakes your very frame. These are portents, but yet I hope they do not point on me.
Peace and be still.
I will so. What's the matter?
That handkerchief was I so loved and gavest thee. Thou gavest to Cassio.
No, by my life and soul. Send for the man and ask him.
Sweet soul, take heed of perjury. Thou art on thy deathbed.
I but not yet to die.
Yes, presently, therefore confess thee freely of thy sin, for to deny each article with oath cannot remove nor choke the strong conception that I do groan withal thou art to die.
Then Lord have mercy on me.
I say amen.
And have you mercy too? I never did offend you in my life. Never loved Cassio, but with such a general warranty of heaven as I might love. I never gave him token.
By heaven, I saw my handkerchief in his hand. Oh, perjured woman, thou dost stone my heart and makest me call what I intend to do a murder, which I thought a sacrifice. I saw the handkerchief.
He found it then. I never gave it him. Send for him hither. Let him confess the truth.
He hath confessed.
What, my lord?
That he hath used thee.
How? Unlawfully?
Aye.
He will not say so.
No, his mouth is stopped. Honest Iago hath taken order for it.
Oh, my fear interprets. What, is he dead?
Had all his hairs been lives, my great revenge had stomach for them all.
Alas, he is betrayed, and I undone.
Oh, out, strumpet, weepst thou for him to my face?
Oh, banish me, my lord, but kill me not.
Down, strumpet.
Kill me tomorrow. Let me live tonight.
Nay, if you strive.
But half an hour.
Being done, there is no pause.
But while I say one prayer?
It is too late.
He stifles her.
My lord, what ho, my lord.
What noise is this? Not dead, not yet quite dead. I yet that am cruel, am yet merciful. I would not have thee linger in thy pain. So.
What ho, my lord.
Who's there?
Oh, good my lord, I would speak a word with you.
Yes, 'tis Amelia. By and by. She's dead. 'Tis like she comes to speak of Cassio's death. The noise was here. Ha! No more moving. Still as the grave. Shall she come in? Word good. I think she stirs again. No! What's best to do? If she come in, she'll sure to speak to my wife. My wife! What wife? I have no wife. Oh, insupportable. Oh, heavy hour. Methinks it should now be a huge eclipse of sun and moon, that the affrighted globe should yawn at alteration.
I do beseech you that I may speak with you, O good my lord.
Forgot thee. Oh, come in, Amelia. Soft, by and by, let me the curtains draw. Where art thou?
Unlocks the door. Enter Amelia.
The matter with thee now?
O good my lord, yonder's foul murder is done.
What? Now?
But now, my lord.
It's the very error of the moon. She comes more nearer earth than she was wont and makes men mad.
Cassio, my lord, hath killed a young Venetian called Roderigo.
Roderigo killed and Cassio killed.
No, Cassio is not killed.
Not Cassio killed, then murders out of tune and sweet revenge grows harsh.
Oh, falsely murdered. Oh.
Falsely murdered.
Alas, what cry is that?
What?
Out and alas, that was my lady's voice. Help, help, oh help. Oh lady, speak again, sweet Desdemona, sweet mistress, speak.
A guiltless death I die.
Who hath done this deed?
Nobody. I myself. Farewell. Commend me to my kind lord. Farewell.
Dies.
Why, how should she be murdered?
Alas, who knows?
You heard her say herself it was not I.
She said so. I must needs report the truth.
She's like a liar gone to burning hell. 'Twas I that killed her.
Oh, more the angel she and you the blacker devil.
She turns to folly and she was a whore.
Thou dost belie her and thou art a devil.
She was as false as water.
Thou art as rash as fire to say that she was false. Oh, she was heavenly true.
Cassio did topper ask thy husband else. Oh, I were damned beneath all depth in hell, but that I did proceed upon just grounds to this extremity. Thy husband knew it all.
My husband.
Thy husband.
That she was false to wedlock.
I with Cassio. Nay, had she been true, if heaven would make me such another world of one entire and perfect chrysolite, I'd not have sold her for it.
My husband.
Aye, 'twas he that told me first. An honest man he is, and hates the slime that sticks on filthy deeds.
My husband.
What needs this iteration, woman? I say thy husband.
Oh, mistress, villainy that hath made mocks with love. My husband says that she was false.
He, woman, I say thy husband, dost understand the word? My friend, thy husband, honest Iago.
If he say so, may his pernicious soul rot half a grain a day. He lies to the heart. She was too fond of her most filthy bargain.
Ha!
Do thy worst. This deed of thine is no more worthy heaven than thou wast worthy her.
Peace, you were best.
Thou hast not half the power to do me harm as I have to be hurt. O gull, O dolt, as ignorant as dirt, thou hast done a deed. I care not for thy sword. I'll make thee known, though I've lost 20 lives. Help, help, oh, help. The Moor hath killed my mistress. Murder, murder.
Enter Montana, Gratiano, Iago, and others.
What is the matter? How now, General?
Oh, you are come, Iago. You have done well, that men must lay their murders on your neck.
What is the matter?
Disprove this villain. If thou beest a man, he say that thou told him that his wife was false. I know thou didst not. Thou art not such a villain. Speak, for my heart is full.
I told him what I thought, and told no more. Then what he found himself was apt and true.
But did you ever tell him she was false?
I did.
You told a lie, an odious, damned lie. Upon my soul, a wicked lie. She false with Cassio. Did you say with Cassio?
With Cassio, mistress. Go to, charm your tongue.
I will not charm my tongue. I'm bound to speak. My mistress here lies murdered in her bed.
Oh, heavens forfend!
Your reports have set the murder on.
Thanks, dare not, masters. It is true indeed.
'Tis a strange truth.
Oh, monstrous act.
Villainy, villainy, villainy. I think upon it. I think I smelt, oh, villainy. I thought so then. I killed myself for grief. Oh, villainy, villainy.
What are you, mad? I charge you, get you home.
Good gentlemen, let me have this speak. 'Tis proper I obey him, but not for now. Perchance, Iago, I'll never go home.
Oh, oh, oh.
Nay,
He
lay thee
falls
down
on the
and
bed.
roar. Thou hast killed the sweetest innocent that ever did lift up an eye.
Oh, she was foul. I scarce did know you. Uncle, there lies your niece whose breath did indeed these hands have newly stopped. I know this act was horrible and grim.
Poor Desdemona, I am glad thy father's dead. Thy match was mortal to him, and pure grief shore his old thread in twain. Did he live now, this sight would make him do a desperate turn. Yea, curse his better angel from his side and fall to reprobation.
'Tis pitiful, but yet Iago knows that she with Cassio hath the act of shame 1,000 times committed. Cassio confessed it, and she did gratify his amorous works with that recognizance and pledge of love which I first gave her. I saw it. In his hand it was a handkerchief, an antique token my father gave my mother.
Oh heaven, oh heavenly powers.
Come, hold your peace.
Twill out I peace. No, I will speak as liberal as the north. Let heaven and men and angels them I'll speak. All cry shame against me, yet I'll speak.
Be wise, get you home.
I will not.
Iago offers to stab Amelia.
Fie, your sword upon a woman?
Thou dull Moor, thou handkerchief thou speak of, I found by fortune, and did give my husband. For often, with solemn earnestness, more than indeed belonged to such a trifle, he begged of me to steal it.
Villainous whore.
She gave it to Cassio. No, I found it, and I did give it my husband.
Filth, thou liest.
Oh, by heaven, I do not, gentlemen. Oh, murderous coxcomb, why would such a fool do with so good a woman?
Are there no stones in heaven but what serve for the thunder? Precious villain!
He runs at Iago from behind, stabs Amelia, and exits.
The woman falls, sure. He hath killed his wife.
Lay me by my mistress's side.
He's gone, but his wife killed.
'Tis a notorious villain. Take you this weapon, which I have here recovered from the Moor. Come, guard the door without. Let him not pass, but kill him rather. I'll have that same villain for his damned slave.
Exeunt Montano and Gratiano.
I am not valiant neither, but ever puny whisper gets my sword. But why should honor outlive honesty? Let it go all.
What did thy song bode, lady? Hark, canst thou hearest me? I will play the swan and die in music. Willow, willow, willow. More she was chaste, she loved thee, cruel Moor. So come to speak my soul to bliss as I speak true. So speaking as I think, I die. I die.
Dies.
I have another weapon in this chamber. It is a sword of Spain, the Icebrook's temper. Oh, here it is. Uncle, I must come forth.
If thou attempt it, it will cost thee dear. Thou hast no weapon, and perforce must suffer.
Look in upon me then, and speak with me, or naked as I am, I will assault thee.
Re-enter Gratiano.
What is the matter?
Behold, I have a weapon. A better never did itself sustain upon a soldier's thigh. I have seen the day that with this little arm and this good sword I have made my way through more impediments than 20 times your stop. But oh, vain boast, who can control his fate? 'Tis not so now. Be not afraid, though you do see me weaponed. Here is my journey's end, here is my butt, and the very sea mark of my utmost sail. Do you go back dismayed? It's a lost fear. Man but a rush against Othello's breast, and he retires. Where should Othello go? Now, how dost thou look now? Oh, ill-starred wench, pale as thy smock. When we shall meet at compt, this look of thine will hurl my soul from heaven, and fiends will snatch at it. Cold, cold, my girl, even like thy chastity. Oh, cursed slave, whip me, ye devils! From the possession of this heavenly sight, blow me about in winds, roast me in sulphur, wash me in steep down gulfs of liquid fire. Oh, Desdemona dead, Desdemona, oh!
Enter Lodovico, Montano, Cassio carried in a chair, and officers with Iago, prisoner.
Where is this rash and most unfortunate man?
That's he that was Othello. Here I am.
Where is that viper? Bring the villain forth.
I look down towards his feet, but that's a table. If that thou bist the devil, I cannot kill thee.
Wounds Iago.
Wrest his sword from him.
I bleed, sir, but not killed.
I am not sorry neither I'd have thee live, for in my sense 'tis happiness to die.
Oh, thou, Othello, thou wert once so good, fallen in the practice of a damned slave. What shall be said to thee?
Why, anything. An honorable murderer, if you will, for naught I did in hate, but all in honor.
This wretch hath part confessed his villainy. Did you and he consent in Cassio's death?
Aye.
Dear General, I never gave you cause.
I do believe it, and I ask your pardon. Will you, I pray, demand that demi-devil why he hath thus ensnared my soul and body?
Demand me nothing. What you know. From this time forth, I will never speak a word.
What, not to pray?
Torments will ope your lips.
Well, thou dost best.
Sir, you shall understand what hath befallen, which, as I think you know not. Here is a letter found in the pocket of the slain Rodrigo, and here another. The one of them imports the death of Cassio to be undertook by Rodrigo.
Oh, villain!
Most heathenish and most gross.
Now here's another discontented paper found in his pocket too, and this, it seems, Rodrigo was meant to have sent this damned villain, but that belike Iago in the interim came in and satisfied him.
Oh, the pernicious caitiff! How came you, Cassio, by that handkerchief that was my wife's?
I found it in my chamber, and he himself confessed, but even now, that there he dropped it for a special purpose, which wrought to his desire.
Oh, fool, fool, fool!
There is besides in Rodrigo's letter how he upbraids Iago, that he made him brave me upon the watch, whereon it came that I was cast. And even but now he spake after long seeming dead. Iago heard him, Iago set him off.
You must forsake this room and go with us. Your power and your command is taken off, and Cassio rules in Cyprus. For this slave, if there be any cunning cruelty that can torment him much and hold him long, it shall be his. You shall close prisoner rest till that the nature of your fault be known to the Venetian state. Come, bring him away.
Soft you, a word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it. No more of that. I pray you, in your letters, when you shall these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am, nothing extenuate, nor set down aught in malice. Then must you speak of one that loved not wisely, but too well, of one not easily jealous, but being wrought perplexed in the extreme, of one whose hand, like the base Indian, threw a pearl away richer than all his tribe, of one whose subdued eyes, albeit unused to the melting mood, drop tears as fast as the Arabian trees their medicinal gum. Set down you this, and say besides, that in Aleppo once, where a malignant and a turbaned Turk beat a Venetian introduced the state, I took by the throat the circumcised dog and smote him. Cough!
Stabs himself.
Oh, bloody period.
All that spoke is marred.
Kiss, dear, I killed thee. No way but this, killing myself to die upon a kiss.
Falls on the bed and dies.
This did I fear, but thought he had no weapon, for he was great of heart.
Oh, Spartan dog, more fell than anguish, hunger, or the sea. Look on the tragic loading of this bed. This is thy work, the object poisoned sight, let it be hid. Grantiano, keep the house, and seize upon the fortunes of the Moor, for they succeed on you. To you, Lord Governor, remains the censure of this hellish villain, the time, the place, the torture. Oh, enforce it. Myself will be straight abroad, and to the state this heavy act with heavy heart relate.
Exit. The End of Othello by William Shakespeare.
Hey.
Woo.
So yeah, that was Othello. Next week is movie night. We were originally gonna watch O, but then I did me some Googles and I learned that Disney's Aladdin was highly influenced by Othello, which really makes sense when you think about the bird is literally named Iago, and the bird is literally telling Jafar to fuck shit up the whole time. So it connects. So another way we worked a Disney movie night in, so it will be Aladdin instead of O. We avoided a 90s basketball movie. Everyone be grateful. And next Saturday on Theater But Better, we'll be doing a live reading of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version, and special Pride Month event on this channel on the 18th, the 18th next Friday. Bridget, tell the people what we're going to do.
We're going to be reading an episode of Supernatural.
The gayest straight show that ever happened.
It's Lily Sunder has some regrets, and it's from season 12.
Yeah, I know I'm in season 5, so I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but
it's okay. It's a very contained episode, so you don't need to know anything going.
Yeah, so that's going to be at 8 p.m. EST, and then the very next night, complete left turn, and we'll be doing Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland at 9 p.m. EST. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at bard_book, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining us.